Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Open Discussions. We took a month off, but now we are back. That was actually our first month off since we started the podcast last year. I'm your host, David, and with that being said, I'll introduce our co-host today.
Welcome back, guys. Hey, look, man. Like he mentioned, we took a month break. We did come back midway through the month.
Yeah.
Something happened, right? We addressed that. It was great. Emergency. It was, but we're back. Hey, full on consistent, trying to do all kinds of things this year, man. We're gonna switch it up in a very few ways, but we're excited. We're excited to come back in. You know what I'm saying? Put out the content. But we do have some very special guests tonight.
Out-of-state guest. Can you introduce yourself today? Ladies first, unless you want to go first.
No, ladies first. Ladies first.
Can you give us your name, your occupation, your age, and if you're single or taken?
Sure. I'm Sapphire Achilles, the Achilles Heel Pod on social media, and I'm 21 years old. I'm an IT cybersecurity. I'm a podcaster and a model and a barber as well.
Oh.
And what else was there? Oh, I'm single.
Okay, there we go.
Cool.
All right, what about you? Special guest number 2.
Yeah, so I'm Sergio. I'm the host of the Purple Pill Pod. Haven't gone live in about a year. I just sit on Twitter all the time now. X, whatever. But yeah, I am 34 years old. What else were you asking? Am I single or taken?
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the middle of that. I don't really know which one it is, but we'll have to see over time if it's going to be taken.
If it sticks around, I get that.
So
Yeah.
you would say it's complicated.
It's complicated, as it is for everybody today when it comes to relationships.
Oh, 100%, man.
Yeah, to an extent.
I guess.
So you would say it's not complicated for you?
I mean, I'm single. I feel like when you're single, you're like, if you're really single, then you need to be able to not talk to anyone consistently for at least a month.
Like when you say really single, you're meaning like you're no casual sex or anything. Like you're
No, casual sex is
single.
not on the table. I'm talking about people saying that they're single, but low key like giving their like time and their conversations and all of these. They're flirting with people.
Okay, so you're saying if you're single, that means you're not in any situationship.
No.
Okay, got you. I just want to clarify.
Fully aligned.
Yeah, fully aligned,
Yeah.
straight
Yes.
single,
Single.
only worried about you, not worried about looking for, satisfaction or nothing like that. Right?
I mean, what is satisfaction for you?
That's what I'm saying. That's pleasure.
Pleasure.
Satisfaction. That's what's pleasure.
What do you get pleasure out of? Sex?
Yeah, I mean, the majority. That's
just-
what we're looking at. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
like as in
For real?
that aspect. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In
Well,
that aspect, men or women would look for pleasure, seeking, instead of being alone, they're like, oh, let me find somebody so I
Okay.
can, not be alone, be in your situationship,
Yeah.
but still single on the back end.
Yeah.
That's literally what everybody's doing nowadays.
and that's
I mean, if
why
we're being realistic.
it's so important to prioritize and put your time while you're lonely into hobbies and not people.
Yeah, no, you should.
Yeah.
Because then that's when you get attached to people and then you stay in situationships
Yeah.
for a lot longer.
And for people who are not even meant for you.
Yeah, they're just a season. They're
Yeah.
here for a season.
Yeah, and then you drag it on for 6 months, and then you have to
Yeah.
break someone's heart because
Exactly.
I get that. But that happens all the time. I think it's like
No, it's going to keep happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's literally going to keep happening. It happens in every generation.
Yeah.
What's crazy is like, I'm pretty sure our dads went through this and then they didn't really maybe tell us, hey, this is what you're going to go through. And then you get up into that age and you're like, damn, this is what they were going through at the same exact time.
Yeah.
The same situation, except back then they didn't have technology. They didn't have everything going on plastered everywhere and everything.
And the people around them, their options were just literally neighbors.
Yeah, they
So-
they couldn't just explore and talk to
Yeah.
people unless they were traveling, and
Yeah.
even then, it's hard to really trust people like that. But here, we'll get into our first question. Okay,
I got one.
Oh, you got one?
start?
You can go ahead. Go ahead.
So, all right, let's kind of dive deep into it. Obviously, we're kind of tapping into the whole modern world right now. But let me hear your take on modern day dating now. We'll start with you, Sergio.
My take on modern day dating.
2025.
I would say most people are avoidant, and it's because everybody's very damaged. There's a lot of people that have gone through hell, and they're just scared. It's like what you were talking about, situationships, people like talking to other people while they're still with somebody. And this all just comes from avoidant personality. Like once you become avoidant and you're scared to get hurt again, you're scared for your heart to get broken again, like that one time that hurt really bad. You kind of just start pushing everybody away. You start putting your walls up. And I would say this is for both sexes. There's tons of men that do this. There's tons of women that do this. It's not exclusive to one or the other sex. And there's people that are still anxious though, that like when they grab onto somebody, they grab on tight, and they don't want to let go. So I would say that everybody maybe starts off as anxious unless they're raised a certain way, and those people are going to have a certain style of dating right now. They're gonna stay avoidant. They're going to stay dating around and stuff like that. That's just what they're used to. It's like a habit. We all build habits, and so some people have relationship habits where they are serial daters. Like I have lots of friends that are girls, and you can clearly see the difference between the ones that stay single and avoidant and just kind of ride the cock carousel, as we say, and then there's the women that I see are only in relationships. Like even when they get out of one, they're only single for a few months or 6 months and a year maybe, and then next thing you know, they're in another solid relationship where they stay with that guy. And I think that's the two big differences in dating right now. There's people that are avoidant, there's people that are anxious. The anxious people are going to end up with other anxious people. The avoidant people are going to end up with other avoidant people. The avoidant people are going to sometimes ruin the anxious people and make them avoidant over time. But yeah, that's the solid dividing line for me whenever I look at dating right now for most people.
That is. So where would you fall on that?
I'm very anxious. I'm a very anxious attachment style. So I will definitely, I don't like to be single. I see being single as, no offense to anybody in here that's single, but I see it as like a inability to connect with nature and what's natural to us. Like even bugs are in fucking relationships, even like the worst type of animals, like they could stay in relationships. So like to me, it's a natural thing for you to come together with somebody and like want to be, with something. And like I said, once you become avoidant, once you become so hurt, it's going to be very hard to not be anxious anymore. You're going to have the attachment style of avoidant because it's just easier for your heart. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's natural. Like I think people should have kids. I'm a big pusher that people should have children. I had a daughter and it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. It made me seek purpose further than tomorrow. Makes me want to build or plant trees today that are going to grow for the future generations. So I'm always going to push towards that. Personally, that's who I am, but that's just who I am.
Yeah Okay.
What would you say is your take on modern dating?
I would say a lot of us are just completely lost. But I think the problem with a lot of this society nowadays is that there's no real accountability in the right direction. And there's a lot of people trying to expose the non-accountability, but not repurpose it,
So what would be an example of that scenario?
Podcasts.
Okay.
A lot of people come on podcasts in front of a mic, in front of a camera, and they say, you're wrong and you're bad for doing this and you need to be better. They do it for monetization, obviously. But there's no repurposing. There's no, but you can be better. Let's help you be better if you choose to. And when like the human psychology, you come you are quickly open, or you're quickly awake to the fact that people who just get bashed on, they're not going to be accepting of any kind of solution or answer. Yeah, and they're going to be defensive. Yeah. There is no servanthood anymore. There is no, how can I serve you without getting anything in return? It's always me, me, me. How does everything benefit me? I can do it by myself. I don't need you. I don't need him. I don't need the girl over there. Like, it's not about that. When people have let go of the adaptation mindset of like, okay, let me wash your feet. Let me serve you. And in the process of that, that's how I get pleasure. When people like stop thinking like that and it's all about me, 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 I, this one, it's like, what the fuck? There's no teamwork anymore. There's no community. There's nothing. It's just individualism. And I'm very against that.
No, she brought up a really good point that I like to talk about is altruism. And altruism is something that once you get hurt, there's so many people that are like, oh, I can't give to others because it's they'll take advantage of me. I've been taken advantage of too much. That is a hurt mentality. That's somebody that has been hurt so many times that they're like, I can't give anymore without expectation. And guys turn into nice guys. It's like they'll take a girl on a date, she doesn't fuck them, and then he's sending her all these crazy stupid texts like, oh, you're such a bitch, blah blah blah. I can't believe that you didn't fucking do that. That's a nice guy. You're only doing all those things out of expectation. But
like
if you just truly give to others and don't have expectation, then you're being kind. You're being altruistic, and the right people are going to give back to you.
Yeah.
And most people would cut themselves off from that because they're like, I'm never going to do that again. There's so many guys that I coach or I talk to every day, and it's like they're so hurt they cannot be altruistic. They cannot give. They cannot wash somebody's feet without expecting something in return.
And I think it's very interesting when it comes to that, because a lot of people say that, oh yeah, I just have to guard myself and da 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 da. It's actually a very weak-minded state, because if you are so quick or you're so easy to fall out of, okay, it actually takes a lot more work to be a good person. It takes a lot more work to have a kind heart, to put yourself in a vulnerable state where I can be hurt, but I'm still going to love you. That takes strength.
Yeah, I think men do that all the time.
I think actually men.
I think men that really like actually do love their girl or whatever it is and want to take care of them and provide for them and still do their thing. I think those are the men that still will do that. They will wash your feet while they understand they're still gonna eventually it's gonna come back to them. Men that understand, like we said before, that have the masculinity or have the right head on their shoulders to understand, hey, this is where I'm going, and if you're going to pour into me, I'm going to pour into you. Whether it's my friends, family, whatever it is, they're going to pour into them. Those are the men that we're looking for. Those are the ones that we're trying to become. Other people are trying to become, and other men are trying to strive to be. But I think it all takes time to get there. Now, I think with technology, it's pushed the learning curve for all these younger men to actually find it sooner, but it's pushing it further because they're like, okay, well, I see how women are being nowadays, and women are doing the same thing. I see how men are being nowadays, how they're just trying to be facetious and manipulate us. So I want to push a relationship further and just stay single and stay avoidant because I don't want to be hurt and I don't want to get played like I keep getting played, or I see my friends keep getting played. So I think everybody's in that stage of just avoiding the relationship because they don't want to be hurt again. And I could say firsthand, I was one of those people after my first relationship. I was just like, oh, I'm not doing this again. Like this hurt sucks. Like 5-6 years down the drain, you can't get over it. Still takes another year to finally get over it. Like she was already in a relationship 3 months after. Ready, had the guy lined up. Her sister found him, boom, boom, boom. And I'm just like, damn, I'm already like, a year passed by. I'm just like, damn, I'm still thinking about this girl. Aww. And then it just takes time for you to be like they said, I seen a quote the other day where they were like, the greatest come up of all time was Anakin, and then he turns into Darth Vader. Yeah. What took him to become Darth Vader? Leia and everything. I mean, I don't even fucking know her name, but they had broken up and everything. So he was just like, I'm gonna go to the dark side. That's literally what happened. He was one of those nice guys and was there for her, and boom, 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 and then they didn't work out. So dark side I go. And I feel like that's what a lot of men deal with. They're just like, it's cool. I don't want to feel that hurt again, and girls are the same way.
Well, that's the thing though. I feel like men can go through 10 breakups or 10 heartbreaks and still love the same, and women can go through those 10 heartbreaks and they don't love the same.
I would disagree with you.
Really?
Only to say that I have heard too many times that it takes that one girl that man truly, truly loves to really dog him, and he's never the same.
Well, that
I've
depends.
just heard it too many times.
That might, maybe that's like killing his trust. Maybe.
No, but that depends, because like men who are very secure of themselves, who have their core values are well aligned, you can overcome anything. You know what I'm saying? You can you'll go through a breakup and it's like, shit, I can move on. It ain't gonna hurt me. But there's dudes who are not aligned that way, and they get in their feelings, they get in their emotions, just like he mentioned, right?
Like they're texting you,
all that shit. Just move on. There's again, there's plenty of women everywhere, man. And same thing with for women, there's plenty of guys everywhere. So it's like, if you're that aligned with your core values, man, you can move on from anything.
Yeah, pretty
quickly. Yeah, it's but I feel like that's to what you mentioned, right? For you to get back aligned like that does take time, right? Yeah. And what is that self-work that you do outside of work, outside of, your daily routines? Like, what is it that you do? How do you, because a lot of people say, okay, look, time is the biggest flex you can have, right? Having time. But it's not really time, it's your attention, right? Because your attention is the biggest flex, and it's much more important than saying I just have time, because you can be on the couch for 3-4 hours scrolling, that's your time, right? But where's your attention really going to? Is it really are you putting that attention towards your phone, or you're putting that attention to continue to learn and build your way up, right? So I feel like it's important to know who you are. Always keep that external confidence out and your internal high self-esteem. Those things are key.
Yeah. Well, another big thing is that, like we're talking about like guys being hurt. It always goes back to them chasing women instead of chasing their purpose. And I don't believe in chasing women at all. I believe in friend zoning women. Like I like to be friends with them. I like to I don't believe in chasing women at all, because high status men don't chase. Like, do you think Drake chases women? No, he doesn't chase. He gets 100 DMs every day from women. Like if you work on yourself, you work on your purpose, you'll never have to chase a girl in your life. And it's the pursuit of lust. Anytime you're chasing a girl, it's the pursuit of lust, and that's why they get mad. Lust is whenever you're mad about something. Like lust can be a guy in a marriage and his wife, looks over at him and she's like, you know what, babe, I just really can't do it. It's not like I don't want to have sex, And when he gets frustrated about it, when he gets mad, when that angers him, that is lust taking over his body. That's lust taking over him and his mind. So a lot of us are just focused on putting the pussy on the pedestal, thinking that this is something that is special. And that is what's causing the anger. That is what's causing all the problems. The chasing of the vagina so much that you put it on a pedestal and you make it special. And that just removes the whole special thing of the person. That's why you chose them, because they were special as a person, not just because of their vagina. And there's a lot of guys who are with girls because they got a fat ass or got some nice tits or something like that, and she treats them like shit. She disrespects them every day, and they stay in that relationship because of the lust for their body. And then a woman will come into their life that maybe doesn't have nice tits, doesn't have a big ass, doesn't look perfect, and God is bringing that woman into their life. Like he didn't chase her, she came into his life, and he's pushing her away when that is actually the woman that was meant for him. And it's lust that is driving him to think, oh no, I need this other girl that has a bigger butt. I think it's always back to chasing. If guys chase their purpose over chasing women, their whole life would straighten out immediately.
100%, I agree.
Well, I forget the quote where they said it's if you're chasing money, you're never gonna get money, but if you're chasing your purpose, money's just gonna come.
Oh yeah.
And that's
stepping into that reality of like your imagination, right? Your imagination is powerful. So if you're always about like I gotta chase and I gotta work hard, sure, of course you're gonna grind it out. I get it, but that's natural. But like actually putting yourself in that place to say I'm already that person, everything else will come, right? And so kind of going back to your point, right? We're like a friend zoning women, right? I actually feel like that comes with, there's such leverage to that, and it's so how would I say it? Like for example, the past event we had, right? All those girls that were there, right? And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, so they're all friends. You know what I'm saying? And they were just a call away, like, hey, I got this going on, I need you to show up and just be there. And the people that were there, they were like, so you're not dating any of these girls? No.
Not one.
Not one. Like,
you can have that one. If you
want. It's like, hey, free game. Like, it's so crazy. But I was like, nah, man, because I don't like to mix that. Like, they know that as long as I treat them as I should, right, and always look out for them, because when we're out, because it's not the first time that this happened, but any time that I'm surrounded by girlfriends and all that, like I already take automatic responsibility over their safety. So it's like I always look out for them, and I feel like that's much more important than having to like try to, okay, who am I gonna sleep with tonight? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
your role as a man.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is what guys don't understand is that when you actually friend zone them, you flip the switch.
Yeah.
Like, because usually it's the girl friend zoning the guy, but whenever you show them like, oh, I'm not interested in you, it actually will make some of them be like, the fuck, did you really just do that?
Now they take it out of the challenge.
Yeah. And now you flip the script to where she has to, if she does really like you, she has to actually pursue you. She actually has to chase you a little bit.
Hey, well, real quick, how are you saying you're friend zoning them?
Like, no, okay. Like literally knuckle bump them. You'd be like, "What's up, bro?" Like you literally treat them like I treat them like one of my boys. Like literally just like one of my homies.
So you don't give them hugs.
No,
mean, I
no.
get my homies.
You know, it's a whole meme to be that guy that's like, where my hug? Like, dude, those guys get roasted, all right? Just cooked constantly.
I get what you're saying, but I still give them hugs. It's like,
You can still give them hugs, but don't be the guy that's like, where my hug?
Now, see, bro, I'm not even asking for it. If you're my friend, I'm just gonna. If we're cool like that, then the hug's already like it's a gimme. As soon as hey, what's up, and it's like the hug's already there, so it's like you can just flow into it. And that's usually how it is with me. Any of my friends that are girls, it's like, yo, we are cool enough so I can give you a hug or I could just dap you up, and it's
because they're soft hearted, man. And it's like just a little bit of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? How you been? Good. Cool. All right, bet. You know, like,
like I see one of my friends at the gym yesterday, and she was just like, "Hey, what's up?" and just gave you the fist pound. So it's like, it's cool. It's cool being friends, and that's what we talked about before. Because we had said before, he was like, I don't remember if you did say you don't have girlfriends.
You know what? That was my perspective last year.
I was like, no, you can have girlfriends because I'm like we were talking about. I'm the one that's saying, hey, I'm not gonna sleep with this girl. I don't even. It's not even that she's not attractive. I just don't want to sleep with this girl. So I'm going to leave her in the friend zone. Even if she I told him, even if she called me at 2 a.m., I'll pick you up and drop you off home. Make sure you got home safe. But I'm not looking to take advantage of you on that night or nothing. I'm keeping you right there where you're at, and that's where you're gonna stay. And it can stay that way because the man is saying, hey, I'm going to keep you there. But if we flip it and the girl was like, hey, I'm down, a lot of the time the guys are going to be like, fuck it. Like, screw the friendship. We're still going to be friends, but I'm going to take this chance.
And I'm not saying that guys can't get screwed over in the friend zone. Like, you can get put into it. You can have, like, there's a lot of guys that get taken advantage of because the girl puts them in the friend zone. And don't be one of those guys. The biggest thing, like I say, it always goes back to chasing the pussy. Like if you have expectations, if you're only doing these things, if you're only being friends with her because you want to fuck her, your mind's not right, bro. Like you're already doing it wrong. You're like, but
to your point, right? It's when you actually put them in the friend zone, the whole game's changed.
Well, frame is everything. Guys underestimate having frame today. Yeah. And frame is just control of the environment, making the rules, like controlling exactly what the mentality is of both of you. And women like to be they like to follow, like they like to have somebody that controls the frame of everything. So whenever you I mean, it just depends.
Why do you say that?
Because I've been in scenarios where women love to, they say they want a leader, and then you tell them what to do, right? You're leading them. Hey, you should do this. Hey, can you do this for me? Hey, can you do this? And then they don't listen. Well, so I'm just like, okay, so why are you wanting to be led? Almost all women, I won't say every single woman, but majority of women want to be led by their man, significant other, their counterpartner, and then they don't listen. So it's like, why are you even in a relationship or in this scenario if you're not even trying to listen? Yeah. And what I'm telling you isn't making you go way out of your way or worse than what it is. It's literally basic stuff where it's like, why can't you just listen? Because I feel like that's more.
It's actually really simple. Damaged women are going to have a harder time. Like if they've ran up a body count, if they've gone through a lot of experiences, they're going to have a harder time actually doing that. But I will say they will do it for a certain guy. He has to be high status. He has to be a certain man that they respect. And so like if she's comparing him to, if she has a 20 body count, she's comparing him to the 20 guys that she's fucked with. If some of them are pretty alpha dudes, you're going to have to be better than all of them. But so I would say the higher body count, the more damaged she is, the more it's going to be hard. But like a woman that hasn't gone through a lot of trauma, hasn't gone through a lot of bad shit, she gonna want that leader real quick.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Want that leader real quick.
She does.
Were you gonna say something?
No, I was basically agreeing with him. It was basically word for word.
Yeah. Word for word? He was reading your mind?
No, but I feel like just the value is the same, or the belief, for sure.
Got you. Also, you were saying something earlier about before I get to my question, like, what would be a scenario equivalent to like a woman doing something and a man doing something, like with flowers or whatever? Yeah,
I had asked just for a basic understanding as a woman wanting to be better for my future man. What is the equivalent for a man giving a woman flowers on a daily? How can I show that appreciation for a man?
I think Ariel knows the answer to that one.
For me, if
I do, yes.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was saying for me, I do believe that it's a little bit more like understanding who the man is first, seeing what you like, what you're interested in, your hobbies, and then investing in those areas where I can see that you want to grow in. I think for me, that is what I got, but I want to hear your opinion as men.
All right, let's go around the room.
All right, it's going to go, David. We'll start on
No,
the other
you
side.
go ahead, go first. Because he's actually got it. He said
Just
you
like
got
a
it. Go
small
ahead.
token of like appreciation. Hey, I love you. First date kind of thing.
I wouldn't even say first date. I would think it's just a lot of the basics. Like if y'all go out to eat, the girl's telling you, "Hey, I appreciate you for the food. Thanks for taking me here. Kisses, boom, boom, boom." Those are what men look for a lot of the time. It's just basic thank yous. A lot of the time, girls don't even give that.
That's
it's
so
kind of
sad.
just, and a lot of
really
times the
is,
girls
though.
don't
That's
do
really
it.
sad.
The girls don't do it because it's the entitlement of you're the man. You should do it regardless.
Yeah.
You were on the first date. You should pay.
Yeah.
Like I had sent that thing yesterday where the guy said, on the first date, I'm not going to pay because I believe in 50-50. And because if I pay for you right now.
Yeah. You believe in
then-
equality, right?
Yeah, exactly.
come
So that's
on.
how girls like to think nowadays.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
we're the same. We're not the same.
Yeah.
Because he was like, if I pay for this date, in your mind, you're going to think that I'm entitled to get something for this date.
Yeah.
You think that I think in my mind, after this date, I should get sex from you.
Yeah.
Because I paid for the bill and I took you out and did what I'm supposed to do. You think that I think I'm supposed to get sex.
Right.
So that's cool. Let's just go 50-50 on the first bill. So you don't think that I'm trying to get sex from you tonight. Because I know if we go 50-50 on the first date, you know I'm not getting no sex
Right,
tonight.
right.
You know that I know I'm not going to get nothing. So let's just go 50-50 on the first half.
Right.
Or whatever. That's
So,
that same scenario.
I think I think a lot of the modern day feminists only want to be feminists when it benefits them.
Start snapping. She's right.
Yeah.
Accountability. Accountability.
But you know what? Even the most like hardest feminists that there is, like what he mentioned, if they run into the right guy, they're dropping that shit.
Yeah, they
Easy.
are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what kind of guy is that right guy?
They're not going to find them because they are only attracting those men that they don't
Yeah.
even really want.
Yeah.
Or the men that don't give a fuck about them.
Exactly. They're just using
Yeah.
them for the body.
Well, it's
So
more
they
about
do want-
finessing. Like once a woman becomes damaged and traumatized, all she knows how is to take resources. So like this is why I'm very crazy about dating younger women. I'm very crazy about getting women that don't have a lot of experience because, the way that I see it is once they get their heart broken really hard, like that one guy that they gave everything to, like they bought him presents, they gave value to him, they bought him things. She was more than equal for him. If anything, she gave more value to that man. Once they lose that, they get this mentality. Maybe after 2 or 3 times, they're like, I'm never doing that again. Yeah. There's so many simps out here. There's so many of these simp beta cuck dudes that I could take advantage of. I'm just gonna fucking do it over and over and over and over and over again because they fall in love with taking from those men after being hurt so bad by one.
Yeah.
And so like this is why we have to avoid the older women that are damaged. And it sounds horrible, but it's just the truth.
And see, you say that, but it's honestly flip it on the men's side. It's the
dates.
same thing too. Men that get hurt really bad, that's why they'll just go on a tear smashing women. They're just like smash.
Absolutely.
I don't give a fuck, smash. And they just don't care because they're like, I don't care if I break this girl's heart or not. I'm gonna keep doing it because that's what they did to me. So I'm gonna just keep it going. And it's just a battle of everybody's doing the same thing to each other over and over and over
That's
again.
so sad.
It is sad, but at a certain time, I've already known 3, maybe 4. 2 of them already got saved. 4 girls growing up.
2 of them
No,
got
for real.
saved.
Yeah,
Praise
they
the
were
Lord.
growing up. This is like within the span of this past 6 years. I had the feeling and always knew that they wanted to get saved. And they would just say things like they wanted a man to come and save them. Hey, I just want to be a stay-at-home mom. Or I just want to have a man come and take care of all the bills and I'll just stay at home and do this and do that. And 2 of them did get saved. And that's a good...
Asian or Oriental.
Hey, real quick, let's read these comments real quick.
Yeah, let's go to the comments
Hey,
real
go to the top a little bit, Raj, and then we can read these. Guys give their female friends the boyfriend treatment, which puts them in the friend zone. They bring it to themselves.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up? We back, baby. Yeah, appreciate it, Julian. What's worse, a woman with no father or a woman with a weak father? Ooh.
That's a
Oh,
good
shit.
one. That's actually a really good one.
Ah, that is a good one. I don't even know what I would want because I've been in that scenario where the girl has no father, and then I've been in another scenario where a girl has a weak father, and I meet the father. I'm just like, damn, like, you fucking suck.
The problem with weak fathers is that you spare the rod, you spoil the child. So like a lot of fathers, they spoil the living shit out of their daughters, and then that's the expectation for every man. There's some girls that are already messed up even before they get their first, second, third boyfriend. And I would say this comes to privilege. Like, I honestly don't like dating women that come from higher income households because their fathers gave them so much. They have such a high expectation. Like, I like Latinas because this girl could have had a father that pushed the ice cream cart and saw her mom be loyal to him for his entire life. So like, and they got good work ethic. So like, you got a girl that doesn't have good work ethic. She got given everything in her life. She has a father that just gives her everything that she asked for. She's ruined before she doesn't have to go through the one or first, second, or third guy, you know, that hurts her. Like I was talking about, she was ruined just by her father. So a weak father can destroy a girl faster than anything sometimes.
But to that, right? Because women who have always been given something, materialistic shit, right? Like the one thing that they're missing is the substance behind how a man can make them feel. Right, because
it's the unconditional love behind it.
Exactly. So that maybe that's something that they crave. Like, oh, I want that. Right. So, you know, I've dated women who, you know, they go out, they get flown out, they get. You know what I'm saying, they're always in those kind of environments, and they're so used to it. But I've also noticed that some of these guys don't give them that substance through conversation. Like they don't get them to feel something of like, okay, there's that connection. You know, I'm just here because he flew me out. He's gonna buy me all this shit. Cool, whatever. But in the end, a lot of those interactions become very like bland, very boring, right?
It's all transactional.
Exactly, it's all transactional. But then when I actually talk to them and we have a very good conversation, it's like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean? Like you have a good conversation with them and you make them feel a certain way, because that's important, right? Women are attracted very differently how men are attracted, right? So like women will first feel, then comes looks, and then comes mental. And then for men, it's actually looks first, then feeling, and then mental, right? So, you know, if you look at it that way, right? For women, how you make them feel, you ain't got to be like fucking, you know, over here. Who can I use?
I mean, just a good scenario, bro, would be Benny Blanco, Selena Gomez. No offense to Benny Blanco, but it's just like he's so much less attractive than she is that he has to overcome the less attractiveness with everything else. Has to learn how to cook, has to be great at speaking, has to keep the communication, has to keep his affirmations about her on point. Everything else besides the looks has to be up there.
Oh, 100%. But I bet you she feels a certain way around him, right? Yeah, and that's what attracts her.
Safe,
because women are attracted by feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like what was the interaction on the first date? How'd you feel around this person? Right? Because if you're in a fucking McLaren, but the date was just like
trash as hell. You know
what I'm saying?
No substance.
All
he talks about is his money. Like, have y'all seen that guy go around recently doing those like 20v1 challenges, the red balloon, and you can clearly see his beard is sprayed on.
Oh yeah.
You could just see he's just a fucking character, bro. And you're just like, I would never even take this dude serious because all he ever talks about is, have you flown on a private jet? Do you got this chain? How much money do you got? Do you got $100K in the bank account? It's just like, bro, all you talk about is materialistic shit. You have no substance to you besides everything that's on you. And let's take all that away. You're just a lame, bro. You're just a lame. If we take all this jewelry off you, the designer, can you actually go pull any girl you wanted to pull? Take all that shit away. No,
exactly.
Hell no, you could not.
Saying. So to your point, like I actually feel that it's gonna sound crazy and it's gonna sound bad, but the easiest girls to really get
to manipulate?
No, not even.
But it's true though. But it's true. You could say it if it's true.
Well, I don't think that's true. It's
not
more
manipulating.
It's not manipulating. You shine something shiny in their face, and they're like,
no, that's not even that. What I'm saying, that the easiest girls to have
follow your lead,
are the ones that actually do get the materialistic shit, because you provide something that they haven't gotten, which is that mental power,
the substance,
straight up. And I was going somewhere with this.
No, it sounded good though. Real quick,
it sounded cool.
It sounded cool. They actually changed my mind on it. Yeah.
Julia said, "No father, trust me, I know." So no father is worse than weak father is what Julian is saying. Hate a single mother's trying to tell a man how to be a father when she didn't have a father. That's a really good point. I like that one too. She Asian? Oriental?
Oriental? What does that mean?
What is that?
Oriental is still kind of Asian, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like Asian descent. Yeah, Asian descent. Spent the night at a girl house who farted in her sleep. Man, I was about
I was out of there before she even woke up.
What? That's crazy. You did not like her then. I feel like I feel like
disrespectful. Yeah,
right.
I'm kidding.
But I feel like real love. I feel like real. Yeah, but I feel like real.
That happened to you before?
No, but I feel like real love is where like you can go to the shower and the other person's pooping. Like
that's crazy though.
I feel like that's real love though.
I
Like
haven't actually been in that scenario, but like maybe the farting and stuff like that. I've done that
Hold
before.
on, I'm
But
confused.
if you love that person, like you be like, yeah, you nasty, but I still mess with you.
It's because you just really fuck with
Hold
that
on,
person.
I'm really
That's what you-
confused right
Yeah.
now.
What do you-
Women poop and fart?
Hey, that's
I did not
funny.
know that.
Yeah,
No, any
Yeah,
girl
'cause
I've
they
ever been with
always
knows
say-
to
yeah, they
fucking
say
hide
they
that
don't.
shit
They
from me.
always say they don't.
Look, again, in your sleep, you can't control it. But if you really want to break the ice, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
When fully awake, fully conscious,
Yeah.
just break the ice.
Yeah,
What's up, Dad?
and just eye contact while you're doing it too.
No, I don't
Put
think
the heat up
women are
as
not
well.
allowed to show any of that.
Put the heat
Straight
up.
up.
Lock
Hey,
the
see,
windows.
you say
Lock
that,
the
you say that.
doors.
My friend actually, well, I don't want to call him my friend no more. Roger knew what I'm talking about. He told me that he thinks it's the most disgusting thing that if his wife ever like farted in front of him. He was like,
Oh,
if
wow.
she ever did that around me, I would be like, get the fuck away from me. You're fucking disgusting. I'm like, bro,
Man,
that's your
it's
wife
crazy.
of 10 plus years, and
Yeah,
you think
that's
she's
crazy.
that
Crazy,
disgusting
bro.
to you, bro? That's crazy.
Well, no.
to me.
So I think that there's nothing wrong with a woman like hiding those types of things. But the thing is, as a guy though, you do need to mark your territory. First night you fuck her at her place, you need to go take a shit immediately. You need to fart around her immediately.
tried that.
But it's not the same. Men and women are not the
try it.
same. Men and women are not the same.
Hey, QT's clutch
Hey,
though.
QT's
Hell
clean.
yeah.
Hey,
shit.
if there was a Buc-ee's around here, I would say go to Buc-ee's instead. But
If you got to run to the gym to take your shit in the morning, that's a problem. You need to mark your territory. You need to show dominance, instant dominance, right from the fucking start. You need to show dominance.
Nah, straight up, bro. Hey,
this
actually,
is my place. Yeah.
if y'all ever, straight up, QT probably has the cleanest bathrooms, 100%. Out of everything.
Guys
Anyway,
be running the QT at the first night after they fuck a girl, bro. Oh my god, no.
Yeah.
You gotta assert dominance immediately.
I feel that.
You
know
see
what?
a guy at 8
You're
a.m. at QT and he has no work clothes on. That's where he's coming from.
Yeah.
That's where he's coming from. That's funny. Hey, actually, have y'all seen that thing on Instagram where they're like the study says that if you fart in front of your partner, that this you're more likely to stay with them and you're in a healthy relationship because you're
I can
showing
see
the
that.
signs of being comfortable around them.
It's like an icebreaker.
It's icebreaker. I think it's the icebreaker to being deeper connection with that person because
Yeah.
now it's like, what else is, I guess, off limits at that point?
like-
What else is nasty or off limits
well,
at that point?
well
farting.
like while we're on smells, this is something that I'm obsessed with right
Yeah.
now. Is I'm really crazy about girls that like my body odor. And if you read the studies on this, there's a t-shirt test that was done by evolutionary psychologist Marty Hazelton. There's so much research behind this. Even it increases women's endorphins, makes them happier when they smell it. I'm sure y'all have seen the memes of like girls talking about they want to lick their boyfriend's sweat out after he gets out of the gym and
Yeah.
stuff. When a girl really and you're a genetic match, like your children have better immunity whenever you do this. And I think a lot of the problems with dating today is people aren't filtering based off of body odor. And
Yeah.
it should be the
Hygiene
first
is
thing
such a
you
big
filter.
thing.
What do you mean filtering? Like if they smell, you're like, don't even talk to me.
Like literally, when I meet a girl, sometimes I'll be like, "Smell my armpit if you like it. I know we should be fucking." like it's that simple.
Wait,
It's
can
like
girls
I'm
do
not
that
gonna I'm not
too?
gonna waste my time
Can
anymore.
girls do
Like,
that too?
No, yeah.
well, like I've never.
What do you mean? Can
I
girls
don't
do
even
that too?
notice
Like,
a
can
girl's
girls just
VO.
be like, yeah, smell me real quick?
Yeah, no, it's true. Like I've smelled a girl and she smells amazing, and her skin is so soft. It's like her pheromones is what you love, and you're just like,
Yeah,
damn,
yeah.
the way you smell, I'm just more attracted to you.
Yeah. Right.
That's literally
Hey,
like
hygiene
already,
is
like
everything.
you already look good. Now add this, you smell good
Yeah.
The
naturally.
lotion they put on?
No,
Yeah,
fuck
no,
no. That's what I'm saying. No,
They
it's
gotta
not
be
even-
the natural
It's not
scent,
even the
too.
lotion.
No, it's that Victoria's Secret
Person's
lotion.
pheromones
Yeah.
is like their breath. The when they smell, like when they breathe, it's everything. Those are the
Yeah.
pheromones. Like whenever they, like you said, when they go on a jog and they don't really smell bad, and you're like, dang, you kind of smell.
So-
not
so-
bad,
Yeah,
but I
I
like
still-
this.
yeah.
I
So,
like this.
so a lot of these studies though they haven't been done in reverse, or where they have done them in reverse, it hasn't been the same. It's really women are obsessed with, and I've seen this personally
true.
too. There are girls that I've met that were obsessed with my body odor.
Yeah, they
I'm
like the
talking
smell.
insanely obsessed, like not just a normal obsession.
what do
Like
you-
I want to smell your armpit every chance I
What do you
get.
use? Do you use oils? What do you use?
No, I don't use any anything.
smell like money?
Like no. I'm telling you though, this is a thing though, and it means that you're a good genetic match. That's all it means. Yeah. And I would say that there's a lot of the issues that we see today. I've dated girls also that didn't like my smells at all, and those were the worst relationships. So I think it speaks volumes, huh?
What would you say is your dating preference overall?
For what I want?
Yeah, like ethnicity.
So like I don't believe in guys having preferences. And I know this is gonna sound crazy. No. I just believe that the girl that a guy is supposed to be with is the girl that chooses you. Because the biggest problem is guys are like, I want this, I want a fat ass, I want tits, I want all this, and they end up with a girl that doesn't even really like them because they're chasing. Yeah. So like I truly believe the perfect girl for any man is the girl that wants you more than you want her.
Oh, 100%.
No, 100%.
So I don't give a fuck who it is. If it's a black girl, if it's a white girl, if it's an Asian girl, if it's it doesn't matter if she's short, if she's tall.
It's not, but his point, right? To his point is he mentioned it earlier, right? It's who you are and how you carry yourself as a man, because you can really get the 10 easily on how you make her feel, bro. Like and how you carry yourself, who the kind of person
but we
you
had
are
this
in public,
conversation before.
Yeah,
you know what the 10 comes with, bro? The 10 comes with the entitlement,
and I want
all this other shit. That's not good. She's probably not gonna do. Yeah,
he's not gonna handle
probably not gonna do what the 7's gonna do. She's probably not gonna do what the 7's gonna do.
I don't want to. I'll rather take a 6 that respects me than a 10 that disrespects me. Because respect is love to a man. At the end of the day, most girls that are 9s and 10s, they're glorified prostitutes. Like they might not be like saying, you know, it costs $2,000 and you get to fuck me, but they're saying you got to fly me out here, you got to do this for me, you got to do X, Y, Z. And the girl that really likes you, the girl that's not damaged yet, she's gonna give value to you before you ever give value back to her.
Oh, I agree.
We didn't finish.
Yeah.
This.
What?
It costs 5, not 2K.
You know, it's crazy though. Like it's crazy because nowadays the 5 and 6s that a lot of people are talking about, like have that selfless or respect and stuff like that. A lot of them are putting on makeup like nowadays and saying they are 9s and 10s.
Yeah.
No, we know it's all delusion.
Yeah.
And I believe in an adjustable 7, like a good girl that's like an adjustable 7. Like she's cute but she can adjust herself. She can put makeup on. She can put it like she can go to the gym. She can do certain things. Well, I don't believe in girls going to the gym. Sadly, sorry. She can go to curves. She can go to curves, bro.
No,
like
you believe in BBL?
Yeah. You can slap
no,
BBL on somebody.
I feel like a woman
I'm not a fan of tit jobs.
though.
I'm not a fan of tit jobs. I'm not a fan of BBLs. But what I'm saying is she doesn't have to go to a regular gym. If I don't like a girl that works out her shoulders, her back, her arms, that is not for her to do. She can go to curves and she can get a good leg. She can get a good ass.
Go to Pilates
just from going. She can go to Pilates.
What if she did like calisthenics though? Like body workout. But that's still working on your.
Yeah, bro. You don't want her to lift her arm up and that thing shake like that. Bro.
No, because it also helps in pregnancy too to come back from it.
That all comes from a calorie deficit. Like if you walk 10, we're supposed to be walking 10 to 15,000 steps a day.
It's muscle mass.
We're supposed to not be eating like fat asses. So like when a girl actually takes care of her body by eating correctly, having a calorie deficit, walking correctly, doing all those type of things, you do not have to go to the fucking gym.
She just needs to eat better food.
Yeah, better quality.
That's not
man, just fast food. Just invest.
Dude, everybody eats too much. Everybody needs to be fasting more. Everybody eats way too much fucking food. Breakfast is a waste.
Eat breakfast. You don't even eat breakfast.
Just invest in a tummy tuck and a BBL.
No, that is not the answer.
Hey, Jennifer said, I've seen so many videos of men on TikTok talking about how they would never go up to a girl that looks way too put together because they probably spend more money on keeping up with their image.
That's pretty true, actually. Yeah.
All right, then what they think? What?
Nah, go back to your question.
So do you only date in your tax bracket? Okay. And then wait, what did she say after that? Then what they make in a month?
I think that's a little more important to women than it is for men.
Factor. It's time to rate baddies by their body odor. New pre-selection value just dropped.
No, for real.
Yeah, if she broke, no, you're right. And I'll give you this one scenario. There was this girl who looks really good now, and she always had just a fat booty back then.
And you gave her back shots.
Now she has a fat booty, but she went and got the fake boobs. But she always did have this like cat odor smell.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Always. Even years later, just walked by me one time. We had a conversation. Still had the smell, and I'm just like, damn, this is what we're talking about. Where you look good, But just the smell is like, it kills it. It kills it.
Well, let me ask you this: does it kill your? Well, it doesn't for me. But
She just
when you
smells
when
like-
you
This is
give
a turn off.
when you
Yeah,
give
smells like
back
cat.
shots and then you catch a whiff,
Nah, you don't catch it. I'm just saying the whole body smells like it, bro. The whole body smells
and
like
then she
it.
turns around, and looks at you, and just wave at her.
I got you. I got what you was putting out.
Just to answer one of the things Jennifer said, though, hypergamy is very true. Like, if we look at the stats, women like to date a man that has 52% more than her, 52% in income. So, and I think it's okay for that. Like, the reason why women have natural drive for that is because they need a provider. Because if they ever historically, over thousands of years ago, got pregnant by a guy, if he wasn't having resources to be able to take care of her, and her child would die.
Yeah.
Her and her baby would
It's
end
a
up
survival
dead.
tactic.
So yeah, so I respect hypergamy. I don't think hypergamy is a bad thing. I also think that it actually pushes men to be better constantly.
So you
Because
think-
if you can't settle if you know that your woman's always trying to find a better man, you can never if you fall off, you need to always pick back up.
So question
it's a good thing.
So should they call you?
So, is it okay for women to marry off of financial stability rather than love?
Here, I'll get real quick.
I think it's okay.
You think it's okay? I have a scenario. This is what I was talking about. One of those girls I knew from back then that was always trying to get saved. She's in a scenario right now where she told me, literally, I asked her, I was like, you told me back then you were always trying to get saved. Are you right now in that scenario trying to get saved? She was like, yes. I was like, okay. And then she broke it down. She was like, look, he's a older black man. He's in his 50s. He's overweight. She said he has a small. And she was like, but he's got money. His daughters are good. I'm going to marry him. And when the time comes, he's going to leave me X amount. And I'm just like, okay, so back then you always did want to get saved. And now everything you're showing now is you still do want to just get saved. And you're going to marry this man because he's going to financially put you in a spot where you'll be good. And then later on, once he passes away or whatever the case is, what's she going to do? Now she's going to finally go find the man she actually wanted, which is the guy that looks good, can take care of himself. He's doing okay for himself because now she's doing okay for himself because now she's got this money. So you would say that's okay.
I think it's okay because as long as the man, I think it's okay when the man understands that it can be a two-way agreement, right? I'm marrying you for your looks, and you're gonna marry me for my financial. Right?
You think a man only
So-
marries a woman for looks, though?
Oh, look at Leonardo DiCaprio. Look at Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Straight up, like you know what I'm saying.
No,
I'll swap.
absolutely.
Hell yeah, those are my requirements. Once you hit 25, you're expired. I'm going 19 again or 20.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but it's because looks are like that's how like long hair, lighter skin, good facial symmetry. All these things are signs of good genetics, which is all we care about is passing our line off to a good genetic match. That's it, because then our children have a better chance of reproducing in the future as well. So I think men do primarily, like we can even see this with studies, men do primarily pick based off of looks.
Oh, absolutely. But do they mess with looks or marry looks?
I think it's both.
Man, I think
they mess
marry-
with them
I
and they
think,
marry
yeah,
looks.
both.
Now, do they settle sometimes for the girl that might be ugly because she respects them more? Fuck yeah, because it's better to have a nice, clean mind every day and come home to somebody that actually cares about you and fulfills you and makes you happy.
That's right. I agree. But again, kind of going back to that point, like as long as it's that two-way agreement, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying?
I would say no.
Well, so women have two different main strategies. Men have this too. We have a long-term and a short-term main strategy. Some women optimize their long-term main strategy, which is fully taking advantage of a dude that she doesn't really attracted to at all. And I really think as guys, we're supposed to try to be the Prince Charming. The Prince Charming is a mixture of both. Yeah. You know, like you should be able to, you know, work on yourself in the gym, be a nice-looking guy, do all those things, but also be a good provider as well. Because when you become that Prince Charming, you're both of her strategies. You're her short-term and her long-term main strategy.
She can't even give you up because she's like, dang, he got everything.
Yeah. He's the perfect of both worlds, and whenever you're the best of both worlds, that's when you gain leverage as a man.
When you get the demon goblin.
How do you feel about for once married, all that? How do you feel about joint accounts and then your woman or your wife having her own separate account?
I would say if you're married, you don't need a joint account. You just have her account, and you can just either give her a card and let her spend on it, or you can just give her money in her account and then just let her spend it.
I agree with that. I think there's two different types of relationships. There's power couples, and then there's like normal, like the traditional man up here, woman, doing this. I would do that for like the traditional one, but there are some power couples, bro, where you're with a girl that is high IQ. She's a smart girl. Maybe she even helps you with your business. Maybe she does your accounting. Maybe like that's just, it depends what type of girl you end up with. Is she low IQ and pretty and just respectful, or is she somebody that respects you but is also like your business partner? I think you can trust that girl with money, whereas like the other one, you probably can't really trust her with the money. She's just not, she's not built like that.
Yeah, and I think also a big thing that a lot of, especially women, need to pay attention to is the more value you can bring to a man, the more he will respect you, like as a woman. Like say for example, right? As a woman, I know that I'm a multiplier, and so in that, I'm going to learn to the best of my ability how to finesse and multiply the stock market, so that when my man either knows or doesn't know how to invest in stocks and markets and in options in any of these things, I as a woman can say, listen, I've done my research. I've done all of these things. I've learned from institutional traders and things like that. I can multiply your money. So it's not just you bringing in the money. It's you bringing in the money and I'm making it tenfold. That's how you really like make yourself more valuable, because you're a multiplier.
You know, that's actually really good.
When you said real quick, when you said multiplier, I first thought like pregnancy, like multiple.
Well, that too, though.
I mean,
that too. You multiply everything.
I was like, damn, okay, 3 or 4 people popping.
Yeah, because the guy is supposed to bring resources, or he's supposed to bring things, and if she's not a woman that can make those, like a guy, you know, gets a house, she makes it a home. Like it's like she needs to be able to like a guy brings home the bacon, she needs to be able to cook the bacon. Like it doesn't matter how you want to see it, she's turning something that you're bringing in and making it better or more, you know, or any of those type of things. And like maybe she's not smart enough to do those things, but she's smart enough to know how to cook whenever you bring the food home, you know, the meat. Like it just depends. Like a woman just needs to provide value back. I don't think it's ever black and white. Like there's low IQ women that can, you know, do certain things that any low IQ laborer can do and make your life better. And there's higher IQ women that can do stuff like make your income triple. Like she'll go find you houses for y'all to buy, so to rent out, to start a portfolio for real estate. You know, it just depends what you end up with. And I think that what you end up with, once again, is the girl that wants to be with you. If a high IQ girl wants to be with you and she can provide value back in those ways, you take advantage of it. And if she's not that smart, but she still respects the fuck out of you, she's a good girl, I'm sure that she can give you value in other ways.
Oh, 100%.
Hey, I got a question. It's for you, but y'all can give y'all's opinion too. But it's not necessarily directly towards you, but you can give your opinion on women. Do you think that women nowadays try to look for the easiest way out, like easiest way to get where they're trying to go?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's why they made OnlyFans something for creatives into
monetizing it. Like
bullshit.
So you say most women or majority of women are trying to look for the easiest way to get.
They're addicted to it.
Or to whatever.
Once a lot of women get a taste of
free attention, free materialistic
it's not
stuff.
Well, that's guaranteed already.
Yeah.
But when it comes to resources, when it comes to the things that are of the world that are fast money, you get addicted to it, especially the women who don't come from it. Yeah. So they get a taste of it and they're saying, ooh, I don't want to ever put myself in that position again. Let me keep doing this. I don't care. And people forget that your name and your reputation is really all you have in this world.
Yeah, and fast money comes with slow problems, whether it's a woman selling her body and it's not going to last that long because her beauty fades, or it's a guy selling drugs and he ends up getting killed or robbed, or, you know, something bad happened to him. Like fast money comes with slow problems, and it's always going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it really comes down to that conscious decision. Obviously, there's a market for everything, right? And that's why OnlyFans is what it is, right? Because there is a lot of weak men out there that are willing to invest
for $10.
Yeah, exactly.
Less than a Netflix subscription.
Hell yeah, for free.
For
3
free
months.
too. It don't even gotta cost nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
girls be posting
free
girls
for
are
subscription,
posting,
but they upsell inside of OnlyFans.
Well, like the thing is, it's the girlfriend experience that the guys are actually buying. Like it's the DM from the Asian person that's actually sending all the messages.
And sometimes it's robots.
That's getting paid $6 an hour.
AI now.
Yeah. Right now, everybody's switching to AI for all the OnlyFans stuff. Yeah,
that's crazy.
People are making relationships with AI generated.
Oh no, I know. Yeah, especially
but
on
even the
apps, it's
responses though, like we're not using VAs. I was helping girls do this, and people aren't even using VAs anymore.
That's
Instead of paying somebody $6 an hour in the Philippines, they're actually starting to use AI. Is so good now that it's able to even respond to sexual messages from men.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. See that's a glitch.
but that's what. So, but at the end of the day, the guys aren't yearning for just a picture. Sometimes they are, but they really just want the girlfriend. It's called the GFE, the girlfriend experience. It's the same reason why guys go to the strip club. Yeah. Is because it's a girl that's going to talk to them and be nice, and they're going to touch them, and they're going to do all these things that they don't have in their life at that moment.
See, that's the thing though. Like
I hate that. I hate going to the strip club and then they coming up to me, touching me, and in my mind, I'm already like, I hate it because I know everything you're doing is all fake. It's all fake. That's why I hate
it's the exchange, right? The energy exchange. Like you know that you're only doing this because I'm giving you something.
But there's a lot of men that live in a delusion
100%.
that are like, no, like she's just nice. Like,
I gotta pee really quick.
Oh no, go ahead. See the whole like AI shit. That's a glitch. That's genius because I spent so much time and effort.
No, have it, please.
My bad. I really did not know that was.
No, I've seen you already gonna take it. So.
Hey, you know what?
No,
please.
You know what?
No,
Though that's
fine.
not a good thing though because they say that first off, no one can give you the fortune cookie. You got to pick it out yourself.
Wow. I did pick it out myself.
No, I know, but
He said, "Trust me, I did. I looked right at it."
Like 2 or 3, and I was like, "I was that one."
Anyway, where was I going with this?
Oh yeah, so, you were saying that. I was asking, do women like to be saved? I mean, or want to take the easier route? She said yes. What do you?
Oh
think?
yeah, no, for sure, 100%, man. Because once you get the taste of fast money, like he was saying, like you're like you mentioned, you're addicted to it. You are because it's like it opens a whole nother world in your brain of like, okay, I don't have to put in these 8 hours to make fucking $18, $19 an hour, right? Where I can make double of that, triple of that in a single night.
That's why these guys do gambling and parlays.
Gambling parlays.
Yeah. Like, I can spend $20 maybe a quick.
Hey, babe, I'm gonna take you out to dinner for my parlay hits, but if it don't, like,
just know it is. Just know it is. All right, what do these comments say? We got to go down a little bit. Surgeries. Oh, I'm right here, Julian. I just BS guys for real. I look for the kind of love where I can poop and she shower. That's real love. Yeah, that's. I wonder. I mean, yeah. All right. Surgeries for vanity is a sign of mental illness. No BBLs or tummy tucks. Eric G. I seen toilet paper crumbs in their stick while doing back shots. Oh man, I think that's almost always happened. Yeah. Well, actually, I would say back then because now I use wipes and she would have to use wipes, so that whole the crumbs would never happen again. Personally, I prefer a girl who shaves her booty hole who agrees with me. I'm okay with little hair. That's cool. El Sergio is spitting. Hey, I love hair because it's just natural. I love naturalness. I hate all this like you have to be spot on and all this other shit. I like just be natural.
Yeah.
All the time?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
so you'll be okay if she like never shaved a day in her life.
I mean, she got to shave her legs and her armpits, but like, vagina is cool. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, it don't got to be like that all the time.
Landing strip, yeah,
that's cool too. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
Personally, I prefer. Oh yeah, we got the Sergio. Look what happened to Daddy Yankee. Wife was stealing from him. Yeah. What color is her Bugatti? Damn. Mm-hmm.
I think it depends on the power couple. Like you look at somebody like the Hermosis, like Layla Hermosi and Alex Hermosi.
No offense to her.
You don't. I don't think that woman would ever steal from Alex. Like the power couple that they built, just built different. You know, it's so nuanced. Like we always like to talk about things in the dating world like it's black and white. I think it's so autistic to do that. That's just an autistic mindset because the world is not black and white. Relationships aren't black and white. Men and women aren't black and white. There's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of gray, and you got to have good discernment to really see the difference in things. And whenever we try to say, "Oh no, don't ever do this because of X, Y, Z," you need to check yourself because there's definitely a lot of nuance, and sometimes you can find somebody that you can do that with. Not saying now if we talk about percentages, what's the percentage chance of finding a Layla Hermosi? It's probably super rare. I agree with you. It might be like it might be 10%, 5%, 2%, but it can happen.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys this. We're gonna go into a dark world here, but how do you feel about, or what's your take on the psychology behind sex workers? Strip club or strippers, do you respect it? Do you not respect it? Do you feel like it there's an actual like the whole psychology behind it takes, you know what I'm saying, it takes the right person to like know how to finesse.
Wait,
like the psychology behind like sex workers and strippers.
Like, what about it?
Like how they approach men and how they have to try and convince them to pay for something, right? Like, how do you feel about that? Like, the psychology behind it, do you respect it? Do you not?
No, I don't respect it.
You don't respect it?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
But it comes with like a sense of like, how do I say this?
No, just say it how you need to say it. If it sounds bad, it sounds bad.
I don't agree with it at all.
So if you had a daughter and she was like, Mom, I'm thinking about being a stripper, what would you tell her?
I would cry.
You'd be like, damn, I didn't do my job as a mother.
I would.
You think this is an
I
option?
would cry and I would pray.
And be like, please, Lord,
I would
make
pray
her
over
deviate
her,
somewhere else.
over my family, over my house. I would make my
You'd be like-
husband
yeah,
pray.
You'd be like, go tell your dad.
We're all
go tell
praying.
Your dad what tell your dad what you
Because
want
at the end of the day, I believe as a parent, we cannot. Well, I'm not a parent yet, but as a future parent, I cannot force anything on my child, right? Especially when they get to a certain age. However, what I can do is do the best that I can beforehand. Be the best example that I can be, put them in the right environments, but not too sheltered. And then on top of that, all you have to do is pray. Just keep praying, keep praying, keep praying. Because you raise, a child the way they should go, and they shall not depart when they are older.
To an extent.
To an extent. Hey,
To an
some
extent.
are rebels, but all you
Yeah.
really have to do is be like, maybe you are the prodigal son, because at the end of the day, I am always here for you. Though you may falter, you may make mistakes, you may do things that are lifelong, lasting consequences. However, me as a mother, I want to see you make it to heaven. So it doesn't matter how bad you fall, I am here.
Wait, where did we
But
get
I do
from that
not
question?
agree. I do
Oh, about
not
her being
agree
a
with
stripper.
it.
Yeah,
Do you respect
because
the hustle? I mean, do you not? Do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I don't.
okay, yeah.
No, absolutely not. No,
Okay.
I'm very against it.
What about you? How do you feel about that?
What, dating? Ask the question
What
again.
if your daughter came to you
No.
and said,
The psychology behind it, right?
What?
Behind sex workers and strippers. Like, do you respect the hustle? Do you not?
Well, I
mean-
mean, definitely against it, but the thing is, like, I was like a Christian. I believe in redemption for anybody, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me about this and probably hate that I say this, but I truly think that even those people. I'm not saying to go wife up a hooker or go wife up a stripper, but I will say that I just believe in redemption. I believe that everybody has even me. Like, I'm not a perfect person in the slightest. I've made tons of mistakes in my life, way more than the average person, and I'm actually proud of it. Now, the difference between men and women is I think that trauma makes a man. Scars are sexy on a man. Scars are don't look good on women.
Yeah.
So I think that, like, the whole point, women are the vulnerable sex. In evolutionary psychology, they say women are the vulnerable sex, men are the disposable sex. And because they're vulnerable, bad things can happen. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to believe in redemption. I'm always going to believe that women can change their lives just like how a man can. There's like Layla Hermosi is a good example of this. She was a huge alcoholic. She had a really bad
She did
life.
talk about that, yeah.
And then whenever she got with Alex and whenever they like started doing what they were doing, she's this woman's worth almost $1 billion now with Alex. So it's just like, when you look at what they did, I just believe in redemption. Not everybody. It might be a 1% chance of a woman that was a stripper or OnlyFans girl to redeem her life and make it way better and be the opposite of what she was. But I can't remove the nuance of the 1% might happening, And I'm not saying go bet on this, guys. None of y'all should go bet on being with one of these women, but there's a chance.
There's
Very
plenty of
small
them out
chance.
there. I know two of them. You know two of them. One of them now was a stripper, and she's trying to turn her life around and do going to school, doing some nursing, trying to turn it around and whatnot. And again, it's just, do you have enough within inside of you to be honest with your future man, to let him know, hey, I was a stripper before, but you see me now, I'm a nurse. So now can you still respect me for who I am now, but not for who I was back then? That's hard to do as a man, knowing that your girl was literally tossing it up and giving it up so easily.
But that comes down to accepting, right? Accepting someone for their
Yeah,
flaws.
but at that
and
point,
their
aren't
history.
you almost lowering your standards as a woman? Because if you're a man and your girl comes to you, or the girl you're potentially talking to for a month now, she tells you, "Look, I was a stripper before, I got over 100 bodies." That's gonna make me be like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to have fun."
Well, true,
I'm just trying to have fun.
true. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, a lot of guys say, well, I would never date a stripper, I would never date an OnlyFans model, I would never date a bottle girl. You know what I'm saying? But everyone has their own preferences, and are you willing to accept someone for who they are, right? And if you are, then okay, that's fine.
Here, I got a good scenario. Would you rather be with a girl that has a 3 body count and all she constantly does is virtue signal? She's constantly like, I'm really perfect, I'm very good, I'm just the best girl, I don't do anything wrong, and literally she's not Jesus Christ. She does make mistakes, she does do shit, but this girl lives like she's fucking Jesus herself. She doesn't make any fucking mistakes. Would you rather be with a girl like that or a girl with a 20, 30 body count and she's self-aware?
That's a good question. I actually really like that question.
And she reflects on herself, and she knows when she makes mistakes, and she says sorry, and she actually truly, feels bad whenever she does something wrong.
Well, you say that, bro, but 20, my bad, bro.
Okay.
20,
because I've been with both of these type of girls.
20 body count is normal. Nowadays.
Yeah, today it is normal.
So you saying 20 is really not too big of a deal if you think about it.
Yeah. I think it's another thing, because the thing is, if a girl has a 100 body count, that kind of speaks volumes on their.
Yeah, you're literally
unless she's like 30, 40 years old, it kind of says a lot.
You know, so crazy. Like I had this experience the other day, right? But you know that like the girls that are the easiest to talk to because they're already so like vulnerable and they have nothing to hide are strippers.
Yeah,
they will open up to you.
Extent.
The what?
Keep talking because he.
He was.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like I've had conversations with them, and they have nothing to hide because they already put themselves out there. Like that's their flaws, right? That they embrace them, they accept them. So when you do that, it's like I've had some really good conversations with some strippers, like, and not even on some private shit, like private dancing, none of that. I'm talking about like actually having a conversation with them.
When you say that, it's all psychology at that point. It's
dude,
literally you're really into it.
Like they already know they're not gonna. They already know I don't fall into that where I'm gonna go get a private dance.
Yeah.
But for them to just even sit down and still have a good conversation with me, like it's crazy, man.
This is something I actually Tate said a long time ago, and I really respected when he first said it. He was like, because I mean, the girls that he's with, some of the mothers of his children are more than likely girls that did cam, and maybe had high body counts and stuff like that. And the thing is, he always says, he was like, I don't care about a girl's body count. He doesn't give a shit. And the reason why is because he knows that he will out alpha. And if they had 40 other dudes, he's like, I'm better than all of them. And honestly, that's my mentality too. Yeah. Like I know whenever I fuck with a girl that has a high body count, I'm still way better than all your other dudes. I will fucking wreck all of them. Like in mentality and in confidence, in every way, shape, or form. They might look better than me. They might, do certain things better than me, maybe sexually or something. But no, I'm the top shit. Yeah. Like, and I will frame it that it's all about frame, and I'm gonna frame myself as better than every other dude. And so whenever you do that, I totally don't care about body count sometimes, because it's just like I am the top dog, and you're not gonna ever fuck with somebody better than me for the rest of your life. 100%. On my life, on my mom, on everything. You ain't ever gonna fucking top me. So whenever you have that level of confidence, like irrational self-confidence, literally the most irrational shit ever, I don't think that a woman can walk away from that sometimes, because they're just like, and at the end of the day, that's what you're competing with. If she has a higher body count, you're competing with all the past guys that she was with. And if you can outbeat them in I think confidence is number one. If you can outbeat all those other dudes in confidence, you won.
External confidence,
you won the game.
What is the line between confidence and cockiness?
Oh, I've actually had to deal with that my whole life. Literally, everybody's always, David, you're so cocky. You're so cocky. I'm like, yo, I'm not cocky. I'm just confident in who I am as a person. I've heard that since I was in like middle school. They've always told me that. I'm just like, yo, I'm not cocky. I'm just me.
Well, you can tell when like somebody who's experienced enough, who's experienced enough to show who they are in person and how they carry themselves. Yeah. That's the difference, right? Because everyone says, action over words, of course, right? Absolutely. So whenever you see it in person, you'll like, I've been told like, oh, I'll look at your IG and I already think you're like some fucking dickhead, like, you know what I'm saying, you're an asshole or whatever. But then they meet me in person, it's like, nah, it's not who I am. Like, I carry myself a certain way. I give you a whole experience when we go out and all that. You feel like you can be a woman around me. You don't have to put up that wall with me, because I already, you know what I'm saying, I walk in, I already know where the exits are. I already know, all these little things, all these little details, and I'm still a gentleman. Like, I worry about, how the experience is going to go, how you feel. If you're not feeling something, I try to shift the date in some kind of way so that you can feel comfortable around me, and then when that happens, like, now that's when people can see the confidence, like, that's who you are, right? And like he said, I can walk into it with one, the baddest fucking girl with me, and there's like 50 dudes in there. Like, she ain't gonna be looking for something else because she's already feeling it with me. She doesn't need to feel it anywhere else.
No, confidence is probably one of my favorite things to talk about. Yeah. So it comes from accomplishments give you competency, and then competency gives you the confidence. And women have to be careful because there are men that fake confidence. This is the pinnacle of narcissism, is your ability to fake confidence and have it without gaining it or without doing anything to have that level of confidence. But it really goes back to skills. So like a guy that is highly skilled is going to be highly competent, and that's what's going to make him be such a cocky asshole. The reason why I'm so confident or cocky, as some people say, is because I was riding bulls when I was 13 years old. I was going to Halo tournaments when I was 14 years old across the country. I was beating people's asses that were 10 years older than me. Like I did certain things in my life that I was the best. I played paintball for 4 years across the country doing national tournaments, won multiple. So whenever I have confidence, because my skills got so fucking high that I was like, I can murk anybody in anything. And whenever you have that level of confidence, it's very different than somebody that's faking it. And women who are very good at discernment, they can tell the difference between somebody that's a narcissist and that's faking it and somebody that really has it because they got skills. Yeah. And they'll see it in their life. If she sticks around a dude for 2 weeks, a month, she can easily discern, okay, this guy is really confident because everything I see he does, he's a badass at it. Yeah. He fucking kills it at everything. When he talks about whatever he does, he's amazing at it. That shows true skill, true competency. And you can't fake being smart. Like, you can't fake competency. There's a lot of people that try to fake it, but you can't do that. It's one of those things where you either got it or you don't, and it comes from your skills. And how much did you practice? How much did you put hours into that?
How many times did you fail and learn from that, all based on experience? A man who doesn't have experience is exactly what you said, faking it. Like, you fake it all the way through and people can read it, and that's one of the biggest things. Women actually can feel, their radar levels start going crazy when they can see that someone is faking it throughout the whole experience. And that really comes from, I learned this from actually Ismail, right? That women's radar is their body, right? And a man's radar is their mind.
Yeah. I mean, bro, like, I know you've been in the car before and you're having a conversation where, let's say you're arguing. What does she do? She probably turns her body towards the passenger window. But say everything's going good and everything's vibing, her body's turned towards you in the car, and then, or her arm is here or whatever it is, and she's engaged in the conversation. You're driving, but she's engaged in you while you're driving. That's like we're saying, her body language is everything, and telling you is she comfortable, is she not comfortable, whatever the case is. Her body language is telling you everything, and that's just from being in the car ride on the way on the first date or whatever the case is.
If she's sitting straight, she's neutral.
Yeah,
she's still indecisive.
She's still trying to figure out, is this a safe place or is this guy just a dick or whatever the case is. It's all that. Even at the gym, you walk up to a girl and you're saying something to her and you ask her a question and she kind of looks down at her phone. That's kind of giving you the connotation like, oh, she might not really be interested. Otherwise, she would just, give me her undivided attention right now because she sees I'm attractive or whatever the case is. She's kind of vibing. She likes it. She doesn't like it. If she wasn't liking it, she'd be hurrying up trying to get out of that situation. Like, hey, I got to go, or I'm going to go to the girls section. Boom, boom, boom. It's literally telling you everything you need to know just by the body language alone.
Yeah. Have y'all ever heard of the green line test?
The green line? No.
Yeah, so on Twitter, there's this guy named Rivellino that's like super big on Twitter. And what he's known for is something called the green line test. Like, that's what he created. And basically, he'll take a picture of a girl and a guy and like, based off of the girls leaning into them in pictures. And you can tell basically if a guy's a beta or if she doesn't really respect him based off all these different things, like the claw, like it's where like she like grabs the face for a picture. There's all types of things that like that show a woman trying to dominate the man. And whenever you learn all these little subtle cues, you're like, okay, this is how you can actually tell if a woman really likes you or if you're just like the beta bucks provider kind of like, because women always categorize men. You're always either the alpha fucks or the beta bucks or the short-term strategy or long-term strategy, as you say, in like a nicer way. And if you pick girls based off the ones that actually do the body language correctly, you actually can very easily discern which girls actually like you and which ones don't.
Well, let's kind of dive deep into that. Let me ask you this: what are some tells that you give a guy without having to say a word? Your tells are like that you feel comfortable around this person, like when you're out and about at a date, restaurant, whatever. What are some tells?
There are so many ways that a lot of women don't even realize are ways to inform a man that I am interested in him by so many things. And it starts with the small things. Yeah. It can start with little things like over appreciation or just small things like a note that I leave for you. Things that make you think or make you understand that I'm thinking about you even when you're not present.
Okay, yeah.
Like you come home from work and there's a small note on your thing saying, you know, I missed you. Or there's, you know, if you had a long day, you have to stay after work. It's no longer where you at? It's okay, are you hungry?
Yeah.
How can I provide food for you? Did you eat yet?
Yeah, let me know when you're on your way.
Exactly.
So
things like that, when you start realizing that those things are like, okay, like she actually cares about me. When you get out the shower and a girl has put your towel in the dryer so it's warm for you when you get out, that's love right there.
That's 100%. No,
I think
love.
I want my towel hot when I get out of a hot shower.
What about your pajamas?
Not even. I don't sleep in pajamas. I literally sleep in shorts.
I sleep in
some shorts. Yeah.
No, but I'm talking about, okay, like in a first date, what are some tells that you give a guy of like, I am really interested in you without having to say a word?
Like a first date?
Yeah. Like, what are some tells?
You're like, okay, let's say you go on a first date and you're feeling this guy, right? You're feeling him. What are some things that you would do that would kind of let him know, like, hey, I'm feeling you. Like, I'm feeling you. Right? Even though he already knows you're feeling him because you're on the date.
Yeah.
But what are the signs where he's like, yeah,
like signs that you do with your body. Like
I'm
gonna be cheesing. I'm gonna just be cheesing the whole time.
See, I can
see everything you say. You'll be like, dang, this food's good. I'll be like,
you say that. I was gonna say I could tell probably by like the way you look, your facial expressions, and then just smiling, and then your eyes.
What I would with your eyes.
I mean, honestly,
just with you, just from right now, I could just tell those would be the things.
But this is also the thing, though. A lot of people have had a misconception with me being friendly, with me being flirtatious.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was about to say. It's actually not on the women to ever show any of these signals on the first date or anything like that. It's up to the guy to do a shit test. And the best way that you do it through a shit test is you break the touch barrier. You put your hand on her leg.
Yeah, while you're driving there.
You can do certain, or even just when you're sitting next to, like, I don't believe in going when you go to a restaurant or anything like that. I don't think that you should sit across from each other. I think you should sit next to each other. And like whenever you do things correctly, you can quickly see if she really likes you just based off of you doing, because she's it's not in her designed instinct to do anything.
No, of course, they always want you to do the first move,
because you're not a confident man. That's okay. You're not a confident man if you can't do that.
100%, because it really comes down to, like you mentioned, the man, right? That it's the beginning of the day. Well, how is it that when you first show up, what are the smallest things that you do? You open the door, right? You once you get to the restaurant, you walk on the side of the road, and she walks in the inside, like open the door, pull the, you know what I'm saying, all those little things. And so to his point is, it comes down to the man. But what I want to know is like, I know what to look for. I know what the tells are, but I want to know what you guys think. Yeah. As far as like, is it when the woman like shifts her body to you at a bar and you're sitting next to each other and she shifts to you, like, okay, she's giving me entry. Yeah, does she play with her hair? Does she, little things like that?
I wouldn't necessarily rely on those factors. I think it would just be time is a true test kind of thing. Okay. I think like Sergio said, you have to kind of test those, see where your limitations are, because people in general are super bad at faking it, especially for a long extended time. Super bad at faking it. They will always give a crack in the wall if there is some sort of disinterest in you.
And there's tons of pickup artists that like teach, there are certain cues, and they'll teach like the girl twirling her hair, like can't stop staring at you. The biggest beef I have with dating coaches, especially online ones, I see this all day on Twitter because there's threads every day about all these different things. The thing that bothers me the most is a lot of the advice they give is for BPD girls that have borderline personalities, that are hypersexual. They're the type of girls that have hundreds of body counts on dating apps and stuff like that. It's like, if you sit here and you go by these coaches, tricks to get girls, you're just getting the girls that you literally shouldn't be wanting to be with in the first place. That's a fact. And like, so like the girls that are shy, like I preach getting a shy girl. A shy girl is not going to do a lot of those things, at all. She has a low body count. She doesn't even know.
Hasn't shifted her body yet. What does that mean?
She's just not hypersexual. Like she just doesn't have like the ability to like put herself out that way.
Yeah.
Like at all. If anything, it's the opposite. And like I said, you have to lead.
Yeah.
You have to lead. Whether that's you putting, like I said, breaking the touch barrier, doing, it's all up to you, bro.
Yeah,
and
letting her know,
the
hey,
best
it's okay.
girls, it's all up to you, bro.
It's crazy.
It's
It's
okay.
okay, you're
because
safe.
she's shy, so
You
she
can
doesn't really know. So you gotta like, hey, it's all good.
Yeah,
She's like, hey, this is normal.
Too.
Like, hey, yeah, this is normal,
Yeah.
or whatever the case is. Yeah, there's been time where I've been on dates and I'll be like, oh, what is this tattoo? Oh, my bad. I don't want to like touch you there, but like, let me do this. And she's like, no, you can do that. And I'm like, all right, cool. That's like you're saying the touch barrier. She's already letting me know I can break the touch barrier just by me having this conversation, asking about the tattoos or whatever it is. She's like, hey, yeah, you can do that. Now I'm like, all right, cool. She's getting comfortable because if she wasn't, she'd be like, nah, I don't.
Speaking of tattoos, avoid girls with tattoos. I'm sorry.
Oh, you think
Do you have
so?
any tattoos?
I don't even have any earrings.
Oh,
You
good
don't have
job.
none?
Good job.
I don't have any tattoos
Avoid
or
girls with
piercings.
tattoos,
So you're
guys.
super
Why do
nice.
you say that though?
Because
Super
girls
nice.
with tattoos usually they do that for a reason. Like I've been friends with so many girls. Like all the girls that were my first roommates and stuff like that. The girls that got tattoos is because they were heartbroken over a dude.
Oh, you're
It was
so
always
right.
it's
You're
basically
so
imprinting
right.
on your skin something that really
Went
hurts
through
you,
you.
and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
usually
yeah.
a man.
Yeah.
Usually 9 times out of 10. So and I don't want you to have a memory on your body. It's bad enough that this guy can maybe still text you or still have an opening.
Right.
But
Please
But this
don't.
nigga's name
Please
is
don't
on your
put them
fucking
on
neck.
you. It's not even a name, but they'll put a symbol on them. Like, dude, butterfly is the worst sign in the world. He flew away. You're like, oh god, damn. Like, it's just bad every time. I've never met a girl that has tattoos and it's not be for a negative reason. It's very bad.
Yeah, I have never ever understood why people get that other person's name tattooed on, especially if they're
'Cause they
not
love 'em.
married.
'Cause they
If
love
you're
'em.
not married to
love
someone,
them.
now I don't even have one tattoo or piercings, but if you're not even married to someone, you're gonna permanently ink your body to say their name, and if something goes wrong, you're fucked.
Well,
Well,
usually
no,
a
you
guy
can
tells
remove now.
Cover that
so,
shit
so
up.
anytime a girl gets a guy's name on it, it's because he wanted that. Like Tate does this. Tate does this to every one of his girls. He's like, you gotta put my He's like,
I
you gotta
didn't
put
know
my
that.
name on
say
you.
No. I would
didn't
say
know
no
that.
because my ex did that, and I never asked her to do it.
Oh,
She was
okay.
just like, "Hey,
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
just
get." I'm gonna
like
get.
that
She was like, "I
then.
want to get."
No, you just like that, right?
She was like, "Yo,"
She's like, I'm gonna do
Hey,
this.
because my roommates were like, "Yo, I want to go get lips tattooed on my neck," and I was like, "That's the lamest tattoo, bro. Don't do that." And so both of them went to go do that same tattoo. One got it here, the other one got it on his collarbones. And then she was like, "Yo, I want to get a tattoo too." And she was like, "I'm gonna go get one." I was like, "All right, cool, go get one." And when she came back, she was like, "You want to see what I got?" And she literally got my initials on her ring finger. Later on, years later, after we broke out of everything, she had covered it up, and I think she either put a butterfly on it or something on it, bro. I'm so scared. I think she really did put a butterfly on it.
He flew away.
So, and I
Crazy.
had never asked her for it, but she was just so like, I love
Adamant.
you so much. I got a surprise for you. And it's like you were saying before. I didn't tell her to do it, but she was like, I want to show my appreciation. I'm just going to do this because I just love you so
Now,
much.
did she
so
have
many
other
other
tattoos
ways
though? How
to
many
show
other tattoos did she
appreciation,
have?
man.
I think that might have been maybe her second.
Okay, well, no, then
And
that's
the
kind
other
of
one was a
special.
smaller one too. This was like another small tattoo on her too.
That's pretty special. Like my big thing is like I don't think you should ever get tattoos because I learned this when I was young. When I was like 14, 15, I remember watching Zeitgeist and being like, you should always evolve your mind. You should always be prepared to evolve and change. And I was like, if I tattoo something on me right now and then I'm a different person in 10 years, it's going to make me want to still be that old person.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And that's why I'm just against personally. And
so
I can't do
so
it.
my first tattoo was the one I got here on my chest. It's like this tribal thing, right? And I was like, I told the tattoo artist like I want something Hawaiian tribal, right? Like a year later, I found out it's actually a logo for a German beer. Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, so that's why you always keep it covered up. You always keep it covered up.
Yeah, so he looked at something online and that's the one.
He's like, this shit looks
That's
good.
the one.
But do tattoos get women? They
This shit
fucking
is
do.
it.
And
Oh,
I've
they love
seen
it,
it.
though.
I've seen it
they
so
love
many
it.
times. A guy with a bunch of sleeves, and it's because you look dangerous. You look like a guy that's
Yeah.
like
I
that's
don't know
like
if it's
gone.
dangerous.
And, it's just trauma. If a guy goes, I'm telling you, if a guy has scars, if a guy goes through trauma, and you have a bunch of tattoos from your trauma, you're attractive. You're more attractive for your trauma because you built past it. You did more from it. But I just don't think women are the same. If a woman goes through trauma and has to do all that stuff, she's just
no, I
scarred
agree
up,
that.
and it's just not good for her. You know, I'm sorry.
I don't
Men and
honestly,
women are the same. It's just
tattoos to me low key do look attractive for like fun, But like to take serious, it's a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit.
But even I'm at the
edge.
point now at my age where like when I see a girl online that has like her full body tatted up, I remember when I was young, I was like, oh, that's so hot. No, I actually
Yeah.
think it's disgusting. Like I see those girls, I'm just like, oh, you looked beautiful with. I bet you if you didn't have none of that on you, you'd look beautiful. And I'm not gonna do it, dude. Do you put a bumper sticker on a Lamborghini? Come on.
No.
Exactly. So why the fuck would I ever put a tattoo on?
You still get
it,
it
bro?
wrapped.
Come on.
But you can get it wrapped. You can get it wrapped.
That's a tan. That's a tan, bro.
Yeah.
All right, real
Yeah.
quick. I got this question. This is kind of for everybody, but this kind of goes back to what I talked about a little bit earlier. Do men expect sex on the first date? And do women think men expect sex on the first date?
That's a good one.
Now, I will just put context to it from my perspective. If I am going on a date and I only see this girl as fun, then in my mind, yes, that's what I'm expecting because I'm not putting you on the level of...
On the first date?
Yeah, on the first date. Because
Damn.
my intentions, because it's like we're saying, I'm being intentional with my intentions on the first date. I'm not really going to be with you, so I'm going to let you know on the first date, I don't want a relationship.
So why would you even go on a
Why would
date
you go
with
on a date in
her?
the first place?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like a
I'm curious
date
about
is
that
to
too.
get to know someone,
Yeah,
right?
you are. No, you got to get to know them.
Nah, but you still
No,
gotta
but you're
general.
not. You don't want to get to
No,
know
I
them.
do wanna get to
you
know
wanna
them
fuck
because-
them.
But no, but it's curious. It's
Maybe like, let me just know your name. Okay, now we can go.
No,
Yeah.
because again, it's going back to what I'm saying. It's the expectation.
It's the exchange.
It's no.
It's the
It
exchange.
is
of-
the exchange. Stop trying to
It's not.
sugarcoat
It's
it.
not the. To me,
It
it's
is.
not the
That's what you
exchange.
want, though.
Not necessarily.
You want
because,
the
no, but I
poo-poo.
agree with
Let me
him.
get what
though.
I'm trying
Let me say what I'm trying
Go
to
for
say.
it, go.
What I'm trying to say is that I'm not going to just sleep with this girl for the one time, right? I'm going to want to sleep with you on the first date, but knowing after this, we can be, I guess you could say it to make it easy, friends with benefits after this point, because now we've created the connection and you know my intentions are just to have fun. And if you're actually okay with that, then it's cool. We can just have fun. And you also know we're not taking each other serious. But it kind of goes back to that mutual agreement that girl's with the guy, where she's like, I don't really find him attractive. I'm kind of just with him because he's going to provide and give me money and I'm going to marry him. Sex is whack. This is whack. But I'm going to stay in this situation because I'm going to get something out of it. So again, it's back to you're saying the avoidance of it. See, a guy and a girl will go through that and deal with the friends with benefits because they just kind of don't want to be alone or whatnot. So like I'm saying, do men expect sex on the first date, and do women expect men to think that they want that on the first date as well?
Yeah, so
I'm about to eat right here. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So dating is prostitution, and the reason why is because historically we didn't do this. Like the father helped a woman choose, because if she chooses based off her clit tingling, it's not going to work out well. I don't believe in going on more than one date. I know it's going to sound fucked up, but no, if we go on one date and she fucks me, I know she really fucks with me. Because if a girl makes you wait 2, 3, 4 days, it's just glorified prostitution. She's making you pay $500, $600, $700 before you get the fuck, and that's all it is. At the end of the day, I don't think she really likes you, because unless she fucked a guy. The thing is, most girls have fucked a guy on like after just meeting him. And I preach being friends with women. Any girl that I go on a date with, I've known this girl for months.
Yeah.
We're comfortable.
Yeah.
Like we've been talking, we've been friends, we've been cool. So the thing now, if you're using dating apps, like that's one thing. You know nothing about this girl. Like, but even then, she's still a glorified prostitute. She's making you wait 4 or 5 dates before you get to fuck her, and she's making you pay like $1,000, whatever, and then y'all aren't gonna fuck with each other anymore, because if you're a smart guy, you're gonna know
but
she fucked another dude on the fucking first date, and
so
then you
question
pay
that.
for it.
But let me tell you something.
Doesn't make sense.
Before we
She
jump
doesn't
into
really
that,
like you,
I
bro.
wanna
She
add
doesn't really
after
like
you.
you.
Before we jump into that, right? Because like to that point, right now, how we can switch this, right? Because look, I enjoy the dates because of the conversation, the interaction, all that. I love that, right?
yeah,
And it's like having to take a girl who's up here, who thinks she's up here, and like you
Humble
break
the
her
fuck out
down.
of
Yeah,
her.
100%. But also the other part is when I've been invited after the date, like, do you want to come upstairs? And I tell them no. And I'm like, no, I'm good. You know, have a good night. Like, you're building that
No,
fucking,
good.
like,
The
you know
intention,
what I'm saying?
the
Yeah.
tension, the sexual
The
tension is
tension,
getting
yeah.
built.
But go ahead, to your point. But I agree what you're saying, though, 100%.
So the only reason why I could debate with you on that is some women do have morals. And
Well, that's what I was trying to say. If
they're
a
not
girl
gonna
has a
sleep
low
with each
body
other.
count,
Yeah, right?
this only counts if a girl has fucked a guy on the first. So say she has a 2 body count, And in both those guys, she made one guy wait 6 months, and the second guy she made wait 1 month. Yeah. If she makes you wait 2 to 3 weeks, you beat out the other 2 guys.
Okay.
But if a girl has a 10 body count and 2 of those guys hit after the first date, you're competing with that. And she doesn't really like you if she didn't fuck you on the first date because she fucked 2 other dudes on the first date.
See, this is what I was gonna say real quick.
There's nuance to it.
That's
for
why I
sure.
didn't
But that
really-
wouldn't necessarily make it prostitution, though.
Well, so
because
if you
those
Google
dates-
right now where dating started, there's articles about this. Prostitution started with dating. When dating first started in the 1900s, in the early 1900s, it was prostitution. When a guy would go out to dinner with a girl a few times, she was a prostitute.
What
That's
was the
dating
difference?
literally came from prostitute because normally a father helped a girl always find a man.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
if they pick based off their clit tingling, we're gonna have a problem.
It's the same thing with
Yeah.
guys.
It's not gonna
If
work
guys
out
go
well.
off of who they think is just super attractive. They're looking for the fattest booty. They're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, but because we used to make relationships based off of a community. It was good for the community. Like we have
The family and
kids,
shit,
everybody
yeah.
stays together. We're all good together. Now people are using dating apps and dating people that they have no connection to outside of the dating app.
Sometimes
they don't
no
have
even
friends or
interest
anybody.
in.
And why? Like I'm totally against dating apps. I'm totally against online dating because whenever you just meet somebody through a dating app, what makes you want to be a good person? There's no
all fake.
social
It's all fake. Yeah,
standard
it's all fake.
that's holding you. There's no community. There's no church. There's nobody around you that's saying, "Hey, you better not fuck that person and run off." That's fucked up. When we live in a world that's what everybody is doing, and then being confused about why it's not working.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
What I was
Dating
gonna
is
say
prostitution,
real
bro.
quick was I was gonna say is if this is what I'm saying, if a guy met a girl, because we know as soon as we meet a girl, maybe just by looks and just the first conversation, right, and then you're gonna go on the first date, you're probably already knowing, hey, I actually like this girl. When on this first date, I'm not even gonna try to sleep with her, because if you sleep with her, then what's that tell you? She probably slept with another guy on the first date, and this is not who I want as my girlfriend to be with the girl that actually slept with multiple other guys. on the
So
first
what
date.
that is the Madonna
For you,
whore.
that's a little bit different because
No,
you
no,
said
no,
you're
no.
okay
I'm
with it.
telling you, this is what's called the Madonna whore complex. Every guy likes to categorize, just like how women categorize men categorize women.
Yeah, for
and we'll
sure.
be like, oh, this is a good girl, this is a whore. This
Yeah.
is the slut, this is the good girl. They're all fucking sluts, bro.
No,
At
they
the end of the
are.
day, they're all, unless it's a girl with a super low body count. And I'm telling you today, it's the rarest thing in the fucking world to
Yeah.
find that.
Anything under 10
They're
is hard.
all so. Anytime a guy's like, oh, she didn't sleep with her on the first date, that means that she's a good girl. She's not. No, dude. If that
I
girl
think it just
that girl
depends.
lied to you and said she got a 4 body count, she actually got a 15,
But-
and she fucked 4 dudes on the first date,
I
but
would
she told
say
you
it's-
she
I would
didn't.
say it's I would say it's a little bit
Women
different.
say
Yeah.
one thing and they do something else all the fucking time.
It's a little bit different because
All
in
the
his
time.
perspective, like he said right there, if you don't want her to sleep with you on the first date because you want to take her serious, you're probably not going to try. But again, like we said, say you do want to make her your girlfriend. On the first date, Ariel would say, you know what, I'm going to try this time. Just so I want her to deny me because I want her to do what she's supposed to do, which is deny me so I can put her on the level of actually making her my girlfriend.
But like, no, it's you categorizing her as a good girl, and what I'm saying is you
Oh, I'm
should
not good.
never do that. They're all whores. I don't care what anybody says.
I do believe that.
No, there are
I do
some
believe
girls.
that.
I'm
It's
not.
hard
Look,
to
I
go
understand
against
because
that.
you're a good
Only-
Christian girl and
only
stuff, and
hit
there
dogs-
are
You're trying to
girls.
see. Wait, you're trying to say. Nah, you can't play that
No,
role, bro.
but
You're
Well, but
playing-
the
no, but
thing
listen
is-
though, hit dogs holler. I'm not
Hit-
saying
what
anything
hit
because I'm
dogs
letting
holler?
you talk.
Yeah.
It's what I learned in the barbershop. If I start defending, oh no, women up. What do I look like?
No, but I'm not even saying. I'm not even saying that. But I'm just saying in the terms of what he's saying. He's saying.
Come on.
He said all women are whores, and then he's gonna say, oh, but except for
But I'm
you.
excluding
No,
you.
no. I'm not
Except
saying
for
except
you.
for her. I'm just saying
Except
there
for
are
you.
some girls that might actually be virgins or might actually have
Nah,
a
you
2-3
can't
body
say
count.
virgins,
But
no.
the thing
There's
is, what is the percentage chance of that today?
Probably less
Let's
than
be
5.
fucking real.
Less than 5 that are
It's
still virgins.
probability
I'm not-
over possibility.
Exactly. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if we're statistically speaking about most women today, dude, we're looking at a 1 to 5%
Even-
chance of you finding what y'all are
Even
talking about.
even the Christian ones, like you're saying, even the Christian ones or Catholic ones, they're still giving it up.
Oh,
too.
they're the horny.
In our brain though,
They're
but we
still giving it
gotta
up.
understand as men though, we just like how women categorize men into the provider and like the short term guy, we have to remember we're we're categorizing women the same. And our long-term dude is the girl that we're like, she's a good girl. She's not like all these other girls. And then this is a bad girl. She has sex on the first night. She's a whore. No, bro. You got the way I see it is I'm gonna categorize them all as the same. And at the end of the day, the girl who's actually, I've been in so many relationships, man. The girl who's the whore that sleeps with you on the first night, she's gonna love you 10 times more than the girl that made you wait.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
You know
I've
what?
seen it. I've seen it so many times.
I know,
bro.
because even when you sleep with a woman on the first date, it doesn't make her like that's who she is.
You got to give it to yourself. Props to you, my boy.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
You're that guy, bro. You're that guy.
You made her convince herself. You know what?
Straight
I'm gonna
up.
fuck him tonight.
Yeah.
And like I said, you
met
just have to
him.
beat out the other dudes. Like
Yeah.
if she has a 3 body count, a 5 body count, honestly, she's never gonna tell you the fucking truth.
Yeah.
She's
She's
just
not.
not.
They never will.
She's
Yeah, they
not.
never will.
But if you did beat out the other dudes, you won, bro.
Nobody
if
will
she
ever
made
know a
if she
woman's
made the
true
other
body
guy
count.
wait 6 months and then you got it within a month, dude, good job, you won.
So as a man, if that happens, would you still wife her?
Oh yeah.
Well, like you
first
smash her on the
night?
first date?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
of
because I know.
course.
So remember what I like we've talked about this before. If back in historically, I'm not saying rape is okay at all. I'm not. But back historically, as soon as you had sex with a girl, that was your wife. If you look at the Old Testament, if you really look at how things were done historically, as soon as you had sex with her, that was there was no marriage certificates, none of that bullshit. That is your wife. Right. Like once you're sleeping with a girl, that is your wife. Okay, there was no girlfriend stuff. Like that's why I call dating prostitution.
Yeah,
because like and like I truly believe all those things. Like once you're having sex with somebody, that is your girl. And if a girl comes to you and sleeps with you quickly, that she wants to be your wife in my eyes. I don't know. That's just the way I see it.
Yeah, no, I see the same way. It's
Damn, you said something I was about to say too right now. Fuck, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I see that all the time.
That was what it was. That's what it was. You said right now, because you bring up marriage a lot. And I know, Ariel, you said you would want to be married. Do you want to be married? Do you want to be married?
I would love to be married.
Yeah, most girls
That's
would.
so soft.
Yeah,
Like,
what about you?
I would love to be married, but this is the problem. Most women marry today for the wedding, for the ring, for lifestyle.
Yep.
If she marries you and you have nothing, I think that says everything. If you can give her a ring pop and she's marrying you, that says everything. If you can marry her with eloping without doing like a big wedding, that says everything.
Yeah.
If you're now, if she's expecting all types of material things for it, I don't think it's real love.
Yeah.
I just don't think it is. So any girl that will let me marry her, and it's regardless of all those things, and or she's betting on the racehorse, because usually there's 2 types of women. Like when they're younger, they're not traumatized, they're not damaged yet. They'll bet on the dark horse, the horse that has the 18-1 odds of winning the game. But there's also the women that have gone through so much bullshit. They're only gonna wait at the finish line. They're not gonna sit there and bet on the dark horse.
But that would go back to the conversation of, is it like, would it be okay for a woman to marry for financial stability rather than love?
I think once you're at a damaged point and you're 30 years old and you need to have kids before your fucking eggs are fucking gone. Yeah, I can see why she's doing that. That's why I say we avoid the older traumatized women.
So for me as a 21-year-old, would you advise me to go for a older financial, like a more stable man, or marry for quote unquote love and potential?
You should always have so the whole reason of your father picking for you historically was because he was going to make sure that you had a stable man.
He would talk to
so I don't think there's anything wrong with a woman ever choosing that. It's about humility though. Like, do you need a bunch of materialism? Do you need a giant house? Do you need all these things? Like the thing is today, people think that you need so much more than you really need. You don't. Like I cannot believe how much expectations are through the roof right now. We're so privileged.
Child support too.
We are so privileged and we are so spoiled. We are the most spoiled, privileged generation to ever walk this fucking earth. We have air conditioning. We got microwaves,
maybe
bro.
Not the next. Our
the
from
next
2000 and up, 2000 to 2015. Those are going to be the most privileged ever.
Yeah. So the expectations are through the roof because we were just spoiled, bro. We're a spoiled species. And honestly, what makes us stronger is living in the fucking desert in the worst conditions. That's what makes our bodies better. That's where our immune systems are better. Like we are so fucked up right now, and it's because nobody wants challenge. Nobody wants anything hard on them.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, are you willing to?
women do. Are you
women
want some hard?
Are you willing
I don't know,
to? But that's the difference, right? Because look, everyone who's like living in this time now and who is adapting. The thing is, like, are you willing to learn about history? And if you do, then you understand things things in a different way, right? Like your perspectives are very different to where people are only aligning to what it is. Like social media is the biggest fucking like tool now for people to adapt and say, okay, look, this person's living this way. I want to live like that. But it's like, okay, how do you really know if that's how they're really living? So they're in some way, they're either being envious or they're competing, right? And in the sense that, but you have people who really bring themselves down and say, okay, look, let me understand really history as to how we got to this point. And let me understand to the point where like I'm building my way up. I don't have to compete. I don't have to be envious of other people around me. Like, and I think that's kind of what you mentioned, right? Where it's like, you know, we are privileged, but how do you take that privilege? Are you going to use it to where, you know, you're only going to learn about what's currently happening, or you're going to also adapt to history and say, okay, this is how I want to mold my life and myself into, right? I think that's important too, man. History is very important. And that kind of brings you down a little bit more into being more humane, I guess you can say.
He humbles you.
Humble.
So when would you guys see yourself wanting to get married? I already know about
Right
you,
now.
but when right now you would get married right
As
now?
soon as I find that man,
How
because I want to have so many kids.
How long is it gonna take you
I
to
have
find
like
them?
7 men.
I think you found him. He wants 12.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, 12 right here.
Nah, straight up, I do.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I want like 7 kids. But what's it called?
What would it take for you to get married then? You're 21. So when would you ideally want to get married, and then when do you think it actually would happen?
Well, it's a he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So I'm not waiting. I'm not looking over here. I'm making sure that I am a wife before I become a wife. I am putting myself in positions to where I can learn the things that provide value to the man when he says, hey, like, what's up?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to be like, what's up?
I'm ready.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been waiting for
Doesn't
this.
that contradict what Sergio said earlier about the woman finding the man?
Well, like so women are the gatekeepers of sex, men are the gatekeepers of relationships.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
she can't do anything about a man marrying her. Like she's saying, she needs to put herself in the position and be the perfect woman, and the right man is going to marry her because she's not the gatekeeper to that. She's not able to control, you know, what guy goes down on one knee for her or whatever. Which I also disagree that guys should ever go down on one knee. The only thing that you kneel to is God.
Hey, I'm gonna be
okay.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I don't even believe in marriage. To be honest,
Hey,
bro.
if you
So
look
when y'all say
historically,
that-
men did only start doing that, you know, over the last few hundred years. Like it wasn't something
Simp
that was
status,
historically
yes,
done.
simp status.
Historically, men never kneeled for a proposal.
In fact, you should have her kneel for you when you ask her to marry you.
Well, no, it's not. It's not even that. No, I don't think it should be like that either. The biggest thing though is that like for a guy, you need to get a woman when you have nothing.
Yeah.
Because if you have a woman when you have everything, she's
don't know
only
if it's
with
real or
you
not.
for those certain
Yeah,
things.
you don't even know
know
if it's real or not.
Whereas
You
like
don't.
for a woman, it's the thing is we both have opposite mating strategies. Like if you read the evolutionary psychology books, we have very opposite short-term mating strategies and very opposite long-term mating strategies. Men's best long-term partner is one that's with him not because of his material possessions. The best long-term partner for a woman is a man with a lot of men's material possessions. We have different strategies, and so if we both optimized our strategies, we're going to argue all day long over whose is right, when in reality we're both right. What the man wants is good and righteous and justice for him, and what the best woman with her strategy, if this was a video game and she was the best at her skill set of being a woman, her strategy is not going to be the same as a guy that's the best at his skill set of doing what he's supposed to do.
And that
They're
alone is
opposites.
exactly why men and women are not the same. And
Well-
women should quit trying to compare the two.
Well, that's the thing, okay? Because that term of equality has been like hijacked, right?
Yes.
Into modern day now, but both gender roles are equally as important, right? Because there's certain things that we as men can do that women can, and then there's things that women can't do that men can, right? I mean, we can't have babies, right?
No.
And you know, complementary, exactly. So I don't agree in how it's being used now to say that men and women are the same. But I do agree that both of them hold its value as important, or they hold their weight as important.
Yeah. Okay.
You know
I have
what I
a
mean?
question for you. What if you met a man and he was everything you wanted, right? But he was like, I don't believe in marriage. What would you do then?
Okay. Why?
He just doesn't believe in it because he's
why?
saying, I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
He's saying there's no end. He's saying there's no end game for men at the end because men usually do lose when it comes to divorce if push ever came to shove in that situation.
So in that certain scenario, I can give multiple things that serves a man. in a wife. I could say comes God's favor. It's not just a contract, it's a covenant. You get a good woman that prays for you when you're sleeping, prays for you when you're struggling, prays for your family and your household. You can't get that paying someone $20 off the street. You have so many things that a lot of men actually lack in the marriages that have failed because those women and men are not engulfed in Christ. And I believe that is the solid foundation and blueprint of a healthy and successful marriage, is when you have that fear of God. Oh, he's a snitch. God is a snitch. So if me and my husband are together, it's not just us two. This is a three-way, okay? And if you do something bad or if I do something bad, he gonna tell you. Best believe he gonna tell you, gonna snitch on me. So one thing I found is like a lot of worldly marriages do not benefit men at all.
What do you mean worldly?
Worldly marriages that are not do not
like
have any foundation.
Okay,
they don't have any. It's a contract. It's not a covenant.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you and me signing a paper. It's you, me, and God. We gonna do this thing, no matter how hard it gets. Mm-hmm. And when you come with that kind of mind frame, it's like, okay, why not have a marriage? Like, we can make something beautiful under the covenant of Christ when he says, I'm going to bless you guys. Now be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah, instead of y'all both being focused on your own goals, your goals based around God and what his purpose is for both of you.
And now I can help you with your vision. I can make sure that whatever you are looking to achieve, I can say, okay, this is what you want to invest in. Let me pour into that. Whatever resources I can find, let me help you obtain what you need. Whatever I can do.
So that's what you would tell him to convince him to marry you?
Well,
I wouldn't convince him of anything.
Not, my bad.
You
Sorry,
are not that person for me.
He as himself would convince himself or tell himself, you know what, I think I do want to marry her. It's not you convincing him.
Yeah,
but that's what you would tell him to, I guess.
Well, you were saying it wasn't beneficial. Like, the reason why you were saying that, let's be real, is because a government contracted marriage is extremely risky.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Now here's the thing. There's a lot of women that are okay with doing a marriage through the church.
Oh.
No, not even prenup, a marriage through the church, and not even with the government involved at all. So if a woman is down to do that, I think that speaks volumes. If she's okay to be married without the bullshit certificate, like this is probably the biggest flaw in marriage today, is the incentive, like they incentivize divorce. Yep. Mm-hmm. So because when it's with a marriage certificate, when it's through the government, it is incentivized for you to break apart. So obviously it's gonna happen.
Well, but let me tell you guys this though, because if a woman's gonna spend 20 plus of her years in trusting in you to lead her through life, and then all of a sudden you change your mind, you meet someone else, and now you get divorced, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with, having to give her something. I feel like because
at that point
she spent those 20
years.
years.
You should give her something.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's also benefit. The one thing I used to be against was prenups. Now I'm actually kind of for prenups because it can protect also the woman.
It is, but it's really not protecting the woman, because at the end,
protects
regardless
both
of it is, but it's really not, because in the end, the woman's gonna win whatever it is, regardless. It's no matter what state you're in. Just about it's women over men in every circumstance.
But prenups are also a safeguard for both parties.
Yeah. See. No. She's completely right about this. This is a big misconception of prenups. The whole point of a prenup is for, instead of the state deciding how things are supposed to go, by default, y'all decide together. Dude, there's I've seen prenups where it's completely in the dude's fucking favor. It's based off y'all deciding, like, with a lawyer or between yourselves what you want to happen.
Well, I think that depends.
So it's not always just the woman's favor.
Whatever you write.
Well, if the guy comes with more to the table than she does, of course he's going to say, well, on the prenup, I need to get more than what you should get.
It's about how good.
But
it's about negotiating. Is this guy a beta that doesn't know how to negotiate? That's his own fucking problem.
Yeah.
Right? But if you can go to the negotiating table and be like, look, girl, If you end up overweight, if you do this, if you do XYZ, you ain't getting nothing.
I think that's
Like,
actually well. Think about it.
there's
You see
ways that you can win.
That's what happened with Iman Shumpert. I think if I'm correct, I don't know if I am. They said that in their prenup, because he got with Tiana Taylor, they both got money. So when you get with somebody that has money, the materialistic shit goes out the window. It's now what's the substance behind all the shit?
I don't know.
Right? No, but that's what I'm saying. The materialistic goes behind it. But at the end, they were saying that because he cheated, he had to pay more for other things or give her the house and give her the kids like and everything else because it was part of the prenup.
Yep.
If he would have never cheated and they just split, then he would have been able to keep maybe the cars and she would have got the houses or whatever the case is. But still in the end, because I think he cheated and it was in the prenup, he ended up having to give her the cars, the house, and I think he gave her 50-50 or he gave her majority custody to the kids.
I
so
think
it's like it's a lose-lose in his favor.
But isn't that the best thing about being a man? Look, not to just, but being as a man that you built your way up to make millions, right? You can do that shit again.
I mean, yeah, you can.
Yeah, no, it is a nice part of it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't even.
Matter of fact, you should lose your shit.
but no, like the thing is, the biggest problem with guys today is they don't have the confidence to just say, you know what, cheating can happen in the future. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And like the thing is because men and women, I'm sorry. When a woman doesn't like this, it's because they're projecting how they see cheating, and how a woman sees cheating is yes, it is absolutely monstrous. The guy, if she's really with the guy she really loves, she could never even fathom cheating on him. But men and women are not the same. Mm-hmm. We're biologically hardwired differently. A woman, wants to be with one great guy. A guy is looking for opportunity because it's very rare to have sexual opportunity. So it's just whenever we default back to this, like, don't get me wrong, if we were both virgins, I would totally say that we do things like this. We live in a world where nobody's fucking virgins anymore getting together. So because of that, we need to look at our animal instincts. We need to look at how we were for 100,000 years, all the way back to Homo erectus, and how we were was fucking animals. And guys took every sexual opportunity they could. Women were the opposite. And so I think that whenever we design these prenups or whenever we do these things, guys are lying to themselves. They're like, oh, I'm a good guy, I won't fucking cheat. It's because you don't have the opportunity right now.
No, but see, then it goes back to what we say.
That's the thing, right? Like, women don't want to be with a man that they don't, you know what I'm saying?
No, women don't want to be with a man they know is not wanted by other women. They don't. And I don't care what they say. I don't want to hear them say, no, I don't want him talking to other girls. No, in your mind, psychologically, you do want your man to be craved and wanted by other women. Because if he's not, you're gonna be like, damn, did I pick the wrong guy? What am I doing? That's the problem,
right? Like, and then this is how you can kind of turn that, because a man who knows he's wanted by more women, now he chooses whether to cheat or he chooses not to cheat, right? But a man who knows he can't pull anywhere he wants, and he's over here like DMing girls behind a homegirl's back, like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, women will see that and be like, okay, well, like, you can't respect that, right? Because a man who can pull, but he chooses not to, you can respect that.
See, it's attraction versus chasing. And like a man that attracts women is totally different than a guy that chases women.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. So I was talking to somebody and I was like, I got denied twice today. And she was like, wow, what? My guy you got turned down twice? And I was like, yeah, there's something like that. And I was saying it jokingly. But when she said, oh, wow, you got turned down twice, like it's what I'm saying. She was like, I don't want my man to get turned down. My man's not supposed to get turned down. Like, that's not supposed to happen. I want my guy to get pursued by other women and stuff. So again, it's the psychological where they're telling you, no, I don't want you to go talk to these other women. I don't want you to sleep with other women, whatever it is. But really, they do kind of want that because they want to see that you are desired by other women,
and then you're willing to say no.
Yeah, or that would
you
be
have
even
the
more
power to say no.
Exactly.
It's like as Rollo Tabazi says, women want to be with a guy that other women want to fuck and other men want to be. And I hate quoting Rollo because me and him disagree with each other right now. But at the end of the day, it's just the truth. Like, women do really want to be with those guys, and it's like. It always goes back to who's the prize. And the big problem is a lot of guys put the pussy on a pedestal. Gynocentrism makes it to where women are always the prize. That's why you get down on one knee for them, is because they are the prize. But in reality, no, men are not. I'm not saying all men are the prize, but high value men are the prize.
100%.
And women really would, if they could want to be with that guy if they could. But it's just like us wanting to be with a girl that's a 10 and also respects you and loves you and sucks your dick every day.
Yeah.
It's not always
hard to find.
happen,
It's hard to find, bro.
extremely
It's hard to find the
thing.
ones that you want. You want the 10 that can do all that shit.
And that's how you can show. That's how you can
it's
show
hard to find
value.
that.
That's how you show appreciation to your man every day.
That's what
if
we're
he
gonna
brings you
say.
flowers
Yeah.
daily.
Just
suck
get on
his
your
dick
knees.
every-
Yeah, just get on
100%.
your knees and just do
There
it.
you go. Money.
Damn.
No,
Full
for sure.
circle.
For sure, yeah.
I feel like men are pretty simple creatures. It's
Exactly.
not hard
We're
to
very
figure you
simple.
out.
So that's why it doesn't make sense to us why y'all can't just listen to what the
We're
fuck
very
we
simple
tell
because-
y'all.
Well, because
Women,
Go ahead.
look, what we bring to the table is security, provide financial stability, all that,
A good
right?
man.
Everything.
Right.
And all we want in return is for you to respect us and protect our energy and our spirit. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And nurturing. Yeah, you can throw nurturing in there.
Yeah, I
Nurturing's
think it would be
pretty
the.
like
Yeah.
that's kind of like
I think respect is just everything. I
Yeah,
don't
of
care about
course.
anything
No,
else but
100%.
respect.
Well, I
100%.
Personally.
think you might value respect more than everything or prioritize that, but all the good things that come with
Yeah.
exceeding expectations help, right? It's fair to say.
Well, I think if you really respect somebody, you want to help. Like a good relationship to me is you both being like, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? What can I do for you? Like for both sexes, it's the woman and the way a man shows, love to a woman is through his energy, attention, time, and money. So if he's like, hey, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need?
His
Like,
hard
do you need
work.
more time? Do you need this? Like, do you want to spend more time together? Do you need, is there something that you need that's like financial? Like, do you need me to buy you this or whatever? And the woman, it's just like, the only thing a man ever needs is usually an assistant.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
like,
some
hey, I
fucking
need you
food.
to, like, I need food right now because I need sustenance for me to go work more.
Need
I need you to
pleasure.
help me with this business thing that I'm doing right now. I need you to go help me get these clients. You're a better salesperson because you're a girl. They're more likely to buy.
That's what
Like
you said
it's
before,
it's
too.
really about what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? What do you need? If you're not constantly asking your partner what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? And
Yeah.
humbling yourself to work for them, you're never going to get anywhere. And I think that's where respect comes from because respect ultimately comes from you seeing other people respecting you, and it's because of your giving, and it's also because of you giving to your partner too. The more you give to them, the more they respect you. So they're like, damn, he's overflowing with value.
Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of people are so undervalued today. They're like, why do I not have any respect? Yeah, you have no value to
Yeah,
give.
exactly.
If you have an immense amount of value to give, whether it's to your partner or to people around you, you will have respect.
Yeah.
You will have stature, and from stature, you'll gain status, whether that's from your partner or from the people around you.
Well, and again, right? We always preach this, but a way how a woman loves is based on how respected their man is, and
Whether it's from other people,
or
yeah.
who respects himself.
Pre-selection. It's
Exactly.
literally pre-selection. Like one of the biggest things I teach is being friends with women. The reason why is because you're pre-selected.
Yeah.
Because like imagine if a girl
Exactly,
sees a guy at a bar and there's no women around him.
But
He
now
could be
they
a
see-
rapist. He could be a murderer. He could be
100%.
anything. If he got 3 or 4 girls around him that are hugging him, cool with him, friends with him, he's automatically safe. This guy
the
is
two.
not a rapist.
It's the two. It's
He's
the
not a
two.
dangerous
It
guy.
goes back to what we say. It's the 2-1. They're like, oh, he's gonna be a hoe because he's got these other women around him, and then 2, what else is he doing that's got these other women around him? It's the double entendre that women will think.
Trust me,
about.
the only women who judge it based off the first thing that you said, like, oh, he's a hoe, he has a bunch of women around him, they're damaged.
Yeah,
They're older, they're damaged, and
they've
they're
gone-
hurt.
They've already gone through.
But like,
it.
yeah, and like, but a younger woman that knows that just means a safe man, nothing wrong with it at all.
His little. So wrong with it.
There
No,
you go.
I'm telling you.
That's a good way to
Wrap it up.
wrap it up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because we
all
already
right,
hit
so
2
go
hours.
ahead, ask your-
Okay, so look, we always kind of go through this at the very end. Any final thoughts? What'd you guys think of this show? Would you come back? Would you not? I'm saying, what'd you guys think? We'll start with you.
Yeah, it was a good discussion.
Yeah.
I got some good conversation out of this,
Yeah.
and yeah, I come back.
Cool. Hell yeah.
So.
Yeah, you come back and have an open discussion.
You don't think I was?
No,
You
I
don't
was
think
just
I
saying it's called open
Oh, for
discussion.
sure.
So I was supposed to
Yeah.
say you come back and have an open
We just
discussion.
need to have some girls on for her to argue with.
Yeah,
us.
no, next
I
time
would
we will,
actually really enjoy that.
100%. Yeah. No, 100%.
What,
yeah.
you like to
Such a
argue?
savage, bro.
No, it's not argue. It's a debate.
Oh, no, I was just saying.
If they want to argue, I'm
Yeah,
not
most
arguing
girls
with
like
no
to
woman.
argue. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, we've had some guests on. We just like to argue.
Yeah, one thing I don't do is argue with women.
I see you as a type that you don't argue with men either, really. Yeah,
listen.
which shows that you're kind of sitting in your femininity and you don't need to do anything like
Yeah,
that.
you
That's
don't.
good. Oh.
Yeah, that
Be
goes
like,
back.
for show.
Yeah.
What about you,
You
Sergio?
nonchalant.
Bro, I'm gonna come on as much as you want me to.
Oh,
Since
hell
y'all
yeah,
are here
dude.
in
Fuck
Dallas,
yeah.
bro, I'm gonna come on as much as y'all want.
Yeah.
Like I would love to come on and do stuff. I haven't done content in
Yeah.
almost a year. Video content. I only do content on Twitter right now.
And
X,
OnlyFans
whatever.
and shit. Yeah, I got you.
No, I only do X,
That's where he
bro.
puts his Twitter links.
I just love
His
X.
OnlyFans.
I just love X because it's easier to build a community.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
how to explain. It's hard to explain why. It's a long conversation, but it's easier to build community on X. So I'm over there most of the time. I definitely want to start streaming again. I just launched my new product, like my new website and everything like that. So my whole thing is now I'm only going to be collabing with other big podcasts and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I would love to come on anytime y'all need me, anytime you need help with bringing girls on or anything like that, bro. I'll come back whenever, bro. I got
Cool.
you, just
Hell
like
yeah.
how you got me. And then whenever I open another studio again, I'm start doing regular shows again. Y'all coming on my fucking
fuck yeah,
shit,
dude.
bro.
Hell yeah.
Regularly.
Hell yeah.
Regularly.
Word.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Fuck
How would
yeah.
you think today was? First show back.
Dude, it was great, man. I missed it, man. Honestly, because like a whole month. Again, being for since like July of last year. Is that when we started?
Yeah, August.
So
It was
like
August,
every
right?
fucking Thursday, dude, and then just taking a month break. Like it was cool. We had to like come together and put some ideas for the rest of the year, and we have great ideas. We're trying to bring on like full on therapists and like life coaches and shit, and have what I'm saying, kind of break them down a little bit. Here,
pastor.
Yeah.
You gotta bring value in all types of
Yeah,
different
man.
ways, bro. Like, and at the end of the day, like I was telling you the other day, it's all about collabing. As
Yep.
long as you keep finding other people that want to come on your show and collab, you're gonna grow,
Collab
bro.
on
Yeah.
OnlyFans
You're gonna
and
kill it.
Put it on X.
You just gotta. I'm just saying, bro.
I'm just
Like,
messing with you.
it don't matter who you bring
I'm
on,
just
though.
messing with
I've seen content blow up with the most random. Like, I think some of my content that blew up the most was with like a finance guy that came on once with me. Like, you never know who you're gonna bring on that's gonna bring so much value that people are gonna want to come watch just because of them.
Our biggest what was it? The one that blew up was she was OnlyFans, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's value in a
That's
certain
crazy.
light.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I'm
straight
saying?
up. Yeah.
That's too funny.
But nah, hey man, it was great being back, and I look forward to every Thursday moving forward, man.
yeah, real quick, got to give a shout out to the producer in the back, the
producer.
Roginator. We get a shout out. Roginator.
Shout out to Roginator.
Hey, we
Yeah.
appreciate you guys for tuning another episode of Open Discussions. We'll see you next week, next Thursday.